Free Fire Pro Series makes its return to North America for Season 2. We'll be catching a lot of action and a lot of booyahs from some of our favorite teams in North America from Season 1, as well as some of the brand new homegrown talent that's already crushed their way through an open qualifier. To make sure you don't miss any of the action for the group stage, last chance qualifier, and the finals, be sure to tune into the broadcast to watch the action with us. All of this and more on your NA Pro Report. Welcome. My name is Melocrate, here to bring you your weekly coverage of the biggest players and the biggest plays in North American Free Fire. The Free Fire Pro Series Season 2 is already well underway. We've wrapped up our open qualifiers, 192 teams down to just 18. Those 18 teams will be joined by 6 teams that performed at the top of our Season 1 Grand Finals for a 24-team group stage. This season, we're not just playing for $50,000, so that is a nice chunk of cash to be fighting for. This season, we're actually also playing for an invite to the World Series. The grand champions of Season 2 will receive the first ever North American invite to the play-ins of the Free Fire World Series taking place in Sentosa, Singapore later this year. So with the stakes turned up all the way to 11, let's take a look at the teams that are returning from Season 1 to try and fight their way through the Free Fire Pro Series Gauntlet once again. Before we do that, quick reminder of the format. We will have a 4-week group stage, 3 game days per week, and the teams will face off across the 4 weeks to try and rack up points based on their performance, not just in placement but also in kills. The top teams will move directly to the grand finals. The middle of the pack teams will have to play through a last chance qualifier and earn a top 4 placement to make it back into the finals, and the bottom teams will be eliminated. So with that cleared out, let's check out the teams from Season 1 that are making their way back to the Free Fire Pro Series. Starting off with our Season 1 grand champions, La Bahia make their return under a brand new banner, and there's a couple of name changes, so try and keep up. La Bahia returns as Pisar Esports, so expect them to come back hungry for a back-to-back title. Wasaka makes their return as Virus Gaming, and they were the top LCQ team from Season 1, clearly showing that they had no business in the LCQ and in the finals in the first place. And we've got Northblood as well, who is returning as USA, so showing their USA pride on their way back to the Pro Series. Now for the other squad, the renames, we've got IT Official, very scary edge team, Fuego, very consistent zone team, and we've got La ONU, who is a very music team, taking very smart third party their way up the rankings with placements. Not exactly a lot of, definitely some very fun fight. Now for the other squads that made their way through the qualifier, these teams actually ran all back through the round of 100 to the round of 36 again. They did in Season 1. ZR Dual Kings and CC, their new banner Zundel East, have made their return through the entire open qualifier, so shout out to them because that is a huge feat. And lastly, we've got Osaka R15, Skullbreakers, and Club 90 making their return. They were invited based on their performance in the Season 1 Grand Finals as well, though they had to qualify in the last round of the open qualifier, the round of 36, but they did so successfully and they are back to play. Now, the teams returning from Season 1 are not the only teams that we should be worrying or watching about, because of course we've got brand new talent in the mix, brand new teams in the mix, though some of the talent is returning. One of the biggest names that we're going to be seeing most likely is Atomic Esports. Atomic had a huge run through the open qualifier, and with Abreu from La Bahia in the mix, definitely an interesting dynamic for that squad, as they will likely be facing off against their former team very soon in the group stage, and multiple times as well, at least twice. In fact, we do have a double round robin format for this season, which means a lot more games and a lot more chance for competition. Another big squad that we want to shout out, I got my notes right over here, because Team 999, their stats were absolutely ridiculous in the open qualifier, so definitely go ahead and look through the website to see just how dominant they were throughout multiple rounds of the tournament. Keep an eye out for that team, definitely a very scary team. Now, this week's coverage will be a little bit shorter since we do not have results to cover, but expect the Free Fire Pro Report, the NA Pro Report specifically, to cover all of the results from the previous weeks. Though all of our coverage you can catch live. All of the competitive games from the group stage to the LCQ to the grand finals will be streamed live on Twitch and on YouTube. So make sure you don't miss any of the action. You can catch it yourself, and make sure you join us for those broadcasts and cheer on your favorite teams. And if your favorite team isn't playing on the day, come into the chat, talk some trash. We love to see that. And definitely show support for all of our NA friends, because at the end of the road, we will have one team that will be sent off to Singapore to represent North America in its entirety. So definitely a very exciting tournament. Once again, a reminder, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the next 4 weeks, we will have game days, and we will have very competitive game days with a fantastic crew of casters, observers, analysts. The entire thing will be there, and we hope to see the entirety of North America there with us. So be sure to tune in. I'll definitely see you all there in the chat. Make sure you participate. Make sure you let your friends know that we should all be tuning in for Season 2, because it's bigger and better than it ever has been. Free Fire Esports is here in North America, so let's show it the best we can. But that's going to be it for me for the first NA Pro Report. Be sure to tune in next week for another bit of coverage from the results of this weekend. So yeah, we'll see you then. Catch you later.
Hi survivors, welcome to Season 2 of the Free Fire Pro Series. We're back to bring you more action, more talent, and even more booyahs for the best teams in North America. On top of a whopping $50,000 prize pool and the bragging rights of being crowned the FFPS Grand Champion, this season the winners will also earn the first ever North American invite to the Free Fire World Series. But before they get there, teams will have to fight their way through a grueling 2-month tournament, including an open qualifier, group stage, last chance qualifier, and grand finals. The action started earlier this month with the open qualifier, where 192 teams from all across North America joined the FFPS for the first stage of the tournament. Each qualifier round featured 6 games, where teams earned points based on their in-game performance, including their placement and their kills in the 12-team lobbies. Only teams in the top half of their lobby moved through each of the qualifying rounds, making their way through the round of 192, the round of 96, and the round of 48. The bottom 6 teams from the Season 1 Grand Finals joined the top 30 from the round of 48 and the last open qualifier round, the round of 36. The 18 teams left standing from the final round earned their spots in the group stage. For the group stage, the top teams from the open qualifier will be joined by even more invited teams from Season 1. The top 6 teams from the Season 1 Grand Finals will qualify straight into a 24-team group stage, alongside the open qualifier teams from Season 2. Teams will be split up into groups of 6, and these groups will face off in a double round-robin format where each group will battle each other in a 12-team lobby twice. This stage will take place across 4 weeks, with 3 game days per week. In the end, the top 8 teams will punch their tickets straight to the finals. The 9th through 20th place teams will earn one last shot in the last chance qualifier, and the bottom 4 teams will be eliminated from the tournament. The last chance qualifier will be a 2-day gauntlet where teams that fail to qualify from the group stage will get their last chance to earn a place in the finals and fight for the title of FFPS Grand Champion. 12 games will give the top 4 teams a shot in the finals, while the remaining teams will be eliminated. The Grand Finals will pit the top 12 teams in North America against each other in a 3-day event. 6 games per day for a total of 18 games will be played for teams to claim their piece of the $50,000 prize pool and for a grand champion to be crowned. Which squad will reign supreme and get their chance to represent North America in the World Series? Tune in to find out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Free Fire Pro Series North America Group Stages. My name is Porosaurus, and joining me once again is the Mustache Dave, and we are getting ready to get into these big group stage. We got a World Championship spot on the line, Dave. This is huge.
World Championship spot, a couple spots for the Grand Finals, $50,000 into that next round. So there's a lot on the line here for Season 2. Season 2 of Free Fire. So I'm pretty excited to be here, Poro. I know you're a vet from last season, so I'm looking forward to being your sidekick here, man.
I'm your sidekick. I don't know what you're talking about. You're clearly the front runner of this one, but we'll high five each other behind the screens, guys. Let's take a quick moment to break down all of the stuff that you need to know. We got some things to run through. So here's your prize pool right off the bat. First place, Dave, taking home $12,500.
A nice amount of money. So we can see you got second place, third place, everybody getting money. But what really stands out to me are those prizes on that right-hand side. You got the kill machine, the Lether killer, the playing for first place, and then, of course, the Booyah team as well. So I always like to look at these additional prizes as like the spice factor here.
Oh, yeah.
That teams are definitely going to be hunting for and looking for, because just why not? There's $2 extra $1,000 on the line for the team with the most booyahs, so you might as well.
That's a nice little stack.
Yeah,
that's a stack of cash. And if you feel like you're not maybe making a run for first place, but maybe you can at least make a run for some of these other bounties, right? And obviously that $12,500 be a huge prize pool for anybody who wins this first place. But you gotta say that slot, that World Championship slot, the chance to represent North America in Singapore is that's got to be the one thing that's on everybody's mind right now.
That's huge. Yeah, that is huge. And it all starts here. And kind of what I like even more about this format is that we are in the group stages, but right before this we have the Open. So there's actually a chance for a team that literally just started out last week, the week before, to slate here in group stage, make it to the grand finals, and then make that first place spot. Right? Like,
oh man,
just imagine that story. Yeah, imagine that story.
What a story that would be. A Cinderella story of all ages here. As you see, our groups, all 4 groups, all teams will be playing over the next few days. Right now, today, though, Dave, Group A, Group C are going to be squaring off.
Yes, sir. I remember last season, Team Fuego was one of those teams that I was looking for. And we are going to have a couple familiar faces from last season as well, blessing us here in season number 2. So really curious to see how that experience plays a factor here today.
Absolutely. We are #blessed to see a lot of the same big names that we saw last year. Now, worth noting, we did see that intro video that kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown of what's been happening, and a lot of the same names, a lot of the same faces, but maybe a few different teams maybe swapped around a little bit. But worth noting, Bizarre is La Bahia. La Bahia, obviously our season 1 champion, but is it the same team? It's Doma Diaz and Adil are both on this same squad, but it's 2 new roster members. Is it going to be the same La Bahia that we saw in season 1?
Hey, it's 50% of them at least. And I remember last season, the 100% of the team, they were always taking those launch pads and just going all over the map. And every time they would land, they would just dominate. They would take you out. So if they could just get 50% of that here today, they might be looking to continue to kind of be at the top here, Poro.
Absolutely. We also have the return of Skullbreakers, they're now known SKB Esports, R15 Oficial, Club 9D Fuego, as you mentioned, IT Oficial, La ONU, all of these teams, all names that we saw last year. And now we also have 2 new teams joining us today, Navy Esports and OG Wipe Gang and Hags are also going to be in the mix. So we'll see if they maybe they can be the ones that start their open qualifier Cinderella story here today.
OG Wipe Gang. What a name right there. What a logo too. You got a little flamingo. So we'll see. Hags Esports.
I know you appreciate the flamingo.
I do appreciate the flamingo. I don't know about the name yet. Maybe it'll stick with me. But when we're looking at these open qualifier teams, for some reason Navy Esports is the team that really sticks out to me that I'm going to be paying attention to here today. Yeah,
I mean, from everything we heard, that they were basically a grouping of experienced players from other squads that didn't proceed with their same teams, and they decided to group together and form their own OQ open qualifier super team, essentially, and had a lot of success. But Mustache Dave, you and I both know, open qualifiers is one thing. Group stages is an entirely different animal altogether. I mean, you can run through an open qualifier lobby and just look like an absolute beast and dominate everything, but then you get to the group stages, all of a sudden, everybody else can shoot you just as good as you can shoot them. So it's going to be interesting.
Hey, shout out to the note guy, too. Whoever wrote those notes, they put the super team from open qualifiers. So I was looking at the informations here. 18 of the teams that will be playing in group stages came from those open qualifiers. And 6 of these teams were invited back from Grand Final Season 1. So I'm really curious to see how these teams that got invited back, how they perform, because I feel like if you just play the open qualifiers, you're a lot more warmed up here for this and this.
Yeah, no, I think you're passing point, and I was very much on the teams that are coming back as well, because I'm looking to see what that experience, what the season 1 experience, what they've learned from it, what they're going to bring in here. I think there was a lot of teams that maybe played a little bit cautiously, a little bit carefully. Maybe now they'll open things up a little bit more, that they know what they're getting into. But that yellow screen can only mean one thing, Dave.
What does it mean? What does it mean? I'm new here. What does it mean?
New here means that we're about to get into game number 1. Guys, everybody spam the chat with your favorite team. Let us know who you're here to support, because we are getting ready to get into the first day, the first game. Groups A, Group C, versing each other for the first of the American Free Fire American Free Fire Grand Finals. Booyah.
Too much booyah. Too much booyah.
I got lost in the sauce, man. I got lost in the sauce.
We're going to have booyahs today, to be exact. We got 6 matches today and some more. But we already have one of these teams, B, last season known as Fakers, I do believe, going to be dropping near the clock tower here. Pretty center position here on the map. Yeah,
it's worth noting. Okay, we talked a lot about it about the different benefits of dropping on the edge and playing towards the center versus trying to drop center and just kind of post up, play a little bit of tower defense. Skullbreakers used to be one of those teams that liked to, if I remember season 1, they liked playing on the outside and working their way in. Now they're dropping down to the middle, maybe doing a little bit of a different play style. But these are names that we saw last year that we were familiar with them, and now you can see Fuego as well. A couple of new names on that squad, but again, a team that is so capable, Dave, and I think they maybe played a little bit scared in the grand finals.
A little bit scared, and you know, it's understandable. It's the grand finals, right? The grand final. Talking about day number 1. Look at this. R15 looks like they're going to be taking some damage over here. They're going to be in one of these high-tier loot areas, possibly being contested very early on right here.
R15, if I have to dip on out or actually dip into that high loot zone, we'll see if they can avoid Fuego. I mean, this is what we love from Fuego. This is that aggressive play style, the wanting to go out there and hunt, try to take the fight to another team before it's taken to them. And this is when they play best, is when they're being these aggressors. And looks like Scott is wanting to get involved right off the bat. Scott's going to get the knock on a Diablo. That opens things up. Can he get the flush as well? Sure he can. Give him.
There you go. Just like that. Already kill points over here to Fuego. Very solid start to the day. Oh, almost a triple. This is going to be
a heck of a start.
All the way down there in that southeast too, just outside of circle number 1. This is exactly what they need to be doing right now. These early games.
Absolutely, you want to start and try to get those as much as you can, as fast as you can. And unfortunately for R15, they are going to be the ones that are in the line of sight here as we check the RJ. Looks like they are aware there's a team just on the other, but they're not really going at them just yet. I'm trying to see where they are on the map. I believe that's them. Where are they? Are they the northwest?
Yeah.
There we go. Dead center. Oh, dead center. There you go. It's 2 great teams. Throwing me off.
Here we go. Look at this. We're going to fight here. Got some scythe action. Oh, no, it's not. It's not a bush. We're popping in with the shotguns. It's all out mayhem right now.
ZRJ, you can see Griffo now, a member of this squad. He's going to be able to heal up a little bit. A lot of violence going on. I'm turning going down. The glue wall's going down. They're going to try to defend against see if they can make flush here. Griffo's going to die, though. Viz slowly going down, and just like that, ZRJ gets taken down by Club 9D.
Yeah, I'm trying to look here. I think they opened that up with the M187. That thing is 100 damage to the face, maybe even a Mag 7 on the here. See all that damage and how it a crucial role. Them come right there.
Just trend player. I mean, everybody pretty much dead to rights, and then Club 9D, all 4 kill one guy. So yeah, one of the things you love to see. Nutcracker running around, or is that that's a Jack, I think. I love that skin. It's terrifying, actually.
Jack in the box. Looked like they were going for that launch pad, but then pulling off of it. Very interesting play right there. To not use it, because I'm looking at OG, they are really far. They're near observatory, really far from this all the way out there on that west side. So they're going to have a lot of terrain to cover here. That launch pad, in my opinion, Poro, would have been the play to kind of close that gap.
Yeah, I think OG maybe a little bit fearful about Navy. A little bit earlier, they were kind of hovering around Navy. They were surrounding Navy and looked like they might have been considering taking the fight, but Navy ends up pulling away and ends up getting circle pride for him. OG, meanwhile, avoids the jump pad, I guess, because maybe they lost track of where Navy was. And they want to take the risk of jumping in, falling right down on top of, and coming into a fight just right off the bat, being disadvantaged. So instead, they'll eat a little bit of circle damage, wrap around to the north where it's a little bit more clear, and make their way in from there. Meanwhile, BG or BD, BG, is it BG or BD?
Big
got
drip.
The tag BD, but there's
Big
BG,
drip.
Big drip. Their tag and their logo are throwing me off. Yeah.
Big drip. That's all we need to know. Not the small drip, but the big drip right here.
Not even a medium-sized drip.
They go big. I think that's the phrase in this zone. But I do like how they're playing together. They're playing nice and tight and grouped up. I do see a squad not too far from them, a little to the east. So if they can catch that intel, catch that information, and recognize that there's going to be a team right next to them, we might see a fight happen here.
And that's going to be Laonu. It's just kind of running around just off to their east. You see Prince, MVP type player for that. And if they will avoid, it looks like they might be heading towards the clock tower where Club 9D is currently sitting, defending with four kills. Meanwhile, SK now they run into Navy, or rather, I think Navy is SKB taking their time on looting and getting own. I think the Navy team is going to hear those moving around, and they're just going to avoid it. That's probably the best play.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 7 weapons being used, shot, and I like to see it. I like to see it up close and personal. That thing just blasts you, and then with the scythe, no, going home. They're going home after. I remember last season, you get that team, so we're just players pop walls, the scythes, back and forth. I'm looking forward to that. But here we go, a little snipe happening.
Look, it's Club 9D after getting the 4 kills, the 4-piece earlier. Now they're just posted up on top of the tower, just raining hell upon comes anyone. They picked up another kill as it is. Just kind of looking. I think they're all focused on the Hags right now. I want to be sure they don't get by surprise. It's coming through from the other side.
Yeah, hey, you got the ground. You're over here looking at pretty much the land, and if you can get some of those shots out there and flick some damage, that's all you want to do right here. But look at this little wraparound action. Remember, this is the last player from R15 currently being pinned down in this little shack. Health really low. Yeah, I don't see them making it on out alive. They were taken out.
It had to do on move. That's going to be piece. We know that they know around the know how to play a great on and exactly what their R2 kill tag already. Domadios and are going to be the charge here. West and Laura be extreme. So far, things looking real good for returning.
That's a guy here. See, nice little 2-2 split compound. Playing this one less and quiet. Rotating through the task. I don't think that's an idea. Over there about having an idea. Gunfight here, Poro.
And it's going to spot out them. They'll take shots. They'll get the damage. Blue walls will be enough to keep it for the time being. Navy now going to have to get on again, but it looks like they will get onto Obri. And Navy is like dinner. It looks like it is. Send a cut. Try to be in this. I know they've got him pinned at glue wall. Here you go. Hags now spawned. The trees are down. The shotgun comes out, but it's not going to be enough as Ramon will get the knock. Sobri will come back up here. He's got a shotty of his own in hand. He'll return the favor, get a knock of his own. Edward and Riviera are going to push out as well. Sobri has gone down. Edward and Rivera now have to work around the edges of the glue walls. A lot of damage coming through onto this Navy squad, but Hag just refusing to go down without a fight. I believe there's only one left alive.
That quick pickup over here and trying to get these confirms. Hags. And they clutch it out. Chris from Navy. Looks like they got the glue walls here ready to go. Look at this. Rivera. Double gun action here. And now here comes the hunt down. Remember, Hags and
Ooh.
both Navy were from the open qualifiers. So they have experience kind of duking it against each other. And it does look like Hags came out on top. And the next zone went up while that fight was happening, all the way out there to that east side of Poro.
Yeah, Navy taking their first fight and end up losing it. Not the way they would prefer to have that thing go, but now you got a similar situation going on over on the coast as ESE will be surrounding Laonu here. Prince is already down. That's not a player that you want to lose early on into a firefight. That man is wicked with the gun. Mario and Smith do have the high ground, though. The glue walls are still down. Izada still trying to work up a little bit closer. No throwables coming out just yet. No utility in hand, it doesn't seem, for most of these guys, as they are just relying on the bullets, and that's all they're going to need. A triple kill for Domadios.
And PSE, no slowing down. Look at that. Hey, the flag right there. Planting their flag on the hill. Let them know for sure. But look at this. SKB sending 2. Looks like they're going to have to defend here, Poro.
Yeah, if you're going to style on people, you might want to do it in the first couple of circles, because you can expect to get third-partied here at the end. Is Palonki going to go down, though? Adil going to find the opening knock here. Is Skullbreakers, or SKB, rather, maybe finding a little bit more than they want off of this. Kuduro now down as well. Cuba going to try to find one. He will, as he tries to salvage something for SKB as they work around the sides of the glue walls. He's going to go down now as well. Palonki, with next to no HP left, is going to be the last one alive here for SKB. He does have that grenade launcher in hand, though. That could be dangerous. He's going to send a few over. He's going to find Laura, so he's not going down without a fight.
Yeah, let's see what they could do here. Reloading the grenade launcher, looking to possibly chunk another one. And PSC, they're grouped up, too. So one grenade could spell disaster. We see in the kill feed taking down another one here, Poro.
How is he getting away with this? And now Club 9D hears all of this going on. They want to come try to clean it up. Domadios going to try to get these reses off as fast as possible. Hopefully for them, maybe SKB will be the one that's the target of Club 9D. Domadios going to get that res and immediately escape. Unfortunately for West B, he's going to get spotted out and immediately goes back down. So Pizarro will have to survive at this point on the back of Domadios. 5 kills in the bag already, 9 for the team, though. So no matter how this thing shakes out, Pizarro looking pretty good in the opening round.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, each kill point is 1 point.
Oh, he's in the dead center of the circle, though. Oh, no.
And with the woodpecker, though. Pretty solid marksman rifle. One of my favorites here. So we'll see what they can pull off. IT, though, they have been just chilling on the east side, playing these zones, and pretty much just surviving. We can see 0 kill points to their name, but still with 4 up, they're looking to get the first booyah here.
Ooh, there you go. Babito will find Fuego. He's going to lose 1. Immediately gets the knock. This is a different form of IT Official than maybe we've gotten used to seeing in the past. We've gotten used to this team being the super aggressive, wants to take every single fight that they run into. But maybe here in game 1, they just haven't been able to find them super easily. So they do have all 4 up, only 1 kill right now. 9D, though, has 9 kills, and they're going to rain some more hell down. They will find Domadios, and that will do it for Pizarro. And now 10 kills for Club 9D. They are one of the final teams remaining as we've tried to figure out who is going to take home the first booyah of the group stages.
Booyah out here. And I'm looking at IT. I can see them using 2 sniper rifles, so I'm really curious how they're going to be able to utilize that long-range potential. But Fuego over here, looks like they're going to be making the collapse over here in this open terrain on the high ground.
Oh, they don't really have much of a choice. Fuego, I mean, they're on the edge of the circle. They've got IT Oficial behind them. They've got Club 9D has fantastic position. They've got 2 at a rock and 2 on a hill. And now IT Oficial and Fuego are going to have to square up. And 9D, this is just perfect for them, as Compadres, I think, is the last one alive. The grenade will do it. IT Oficial will get 4 kills, but can they turn things around? Can they maybe turn this into a 3v2 against Club 9D? You can see they're just out of the line of sight of the 2 low guys. The grenades are coming through. The clock turn will come down and will prevent most of that damage from coming through, but this is a big fight. Club 9D needs all players here.
See what's going to happen here. White, just a bush, going to be sneaking around one of the glue walls. I think their position's compromised because there's just a random bush moving around in the open here. This could be it.
Oh, there it is. Club 9D has lost 2 already, but you can see they're trading back and forth in the kill feed here. Johan extremely low, but it doesn't matter. Club 9D will be your first Booyah winner of the group stages.
I think I noticed as well, 13. Was that 13 elim points from
That's a
Club
stack.
9D? And I like how at the end they weren't all just kind of huddled together. They were separated, right? They had 2 of their squad mates on the high ground behind those glue walls, and then 2 down there by the water. And they were making sure to pretty much cover all angles there in that late game. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful stuff from 90. I mean, they had the tendency is to want to play that hard cover, that one rock down by the river. Well, they sent 2 down there, but they left 2 on the top side to make sure that they could still try to force IT Oficial and the I can't remember the name of the other squad now. Skullbreakers, I think, SKB, to fight each other, basically so that Club 9D could be the one third partying. And that was just beautifully played at the end there. Now, IT Oficial made it a little bit difficult for him, got the 2 knocks, but in the end, Club 9D was just too much.
Yeah, IT, we saw him with the snipers, big boy guns at the end there, but not really capitalizing on that. And, well, getting into the highlights here, starting very early on. R15, well, they dropped in the wrong part of town, Poro, because they got taken out pretty early on this game.
Sure did, and this was just the beginning of Club 9D's dominance from that central position. Took that clock tower, took the fight against ZRJ, cleaned it up nicely, and then took the high ground and just shot everything. Had so much control through the mid game and into the late game. It was beautiful stuff from them, and here you go. It was just forcing Fuego to get into the fight with IT Oficial, and Club 9D just playing them like fiddles. I mean, that was just beautiful control coming out from that squad here in game 1.
Yeah, I do not recall Season 1 having this many shotguns in play, though. Maybe I'm wrong here, Poro, but I feel like there's definitely a new meta kind of developing right in front of our eyes, where at least every team, I noticed this game, I know we're only 1 game deep, but every team had at least 2 of their squad mates carrying a shotgun, ready for that close-range battle.
Yep, seems to be a little bit of a switch from what we saw in Season 1, where a lot of people were running the SMGs. That you still had the guys that hung back and sniped, and then you had your front runners that pushed in hard and fast with the SMGs. Well, now it looks like they're preferring these shotguns over those SMGs. More damage, more quickly, can get those guys down as fast as possible when trying to play around those glue walls. So we're seeing it. We're seeing it play out. We're seeing these guys. We knew it was going to be a tough lobby coming in, Dave, and it is delivered so far. A little bit of a slow start, I have to say. I've been kind of used to these guys getting involved in scraps early and often, but a little bit of a more cautious start, slower start this one. We'll see if it stays that way as we continue on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I do enjoy kind of watching the players kind of adapt and pretty much show us kind of what weapons are meta, right? Because you have to assume these are pro players. And there's a ton of people watching this, trying to learn, take notes. Like, I'm taking notes myself. So I'm like, okay, the shotgun, okay, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that and up my my skill level. I remember last season too, there's a lot of M60s, that light machine gun. I think we only saw 1 player using that here this game. But yeah, back to your point, early game action. R15, like, what is the plan? Or if you were the coach for R15, you got taken out really early on this game. You lost 3 of your teammates very early on. You gotta do better, right? I know we got 4 weeks here of group stages, but at the end of the day, it's like every game, at least in my opinion, matters, and you don't want to get 0 points in a game.
Yeah, you definitely don't. I mean, this is kind of one of those things where you give them you cut them a little slack, right? It's game 1. They got hot dropped. They got caught out a little bit by a team that was just being a little bit more aggressive. But I think you're right. I mean, this is something that if that's going to be your drop spot, that's something that you need to figure out in scrims. Figure out what teams are going to be around you, where they are most likely to be coming from. If they decide to start playing aggressive randomly, you got to be expecting that to happen when you get into these group stages. So maybe R15 just got a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but a little bit complacent, comfortable in their drop location, thinking that it was a little bit safer than it ended up being.
Yeah, I guess you kind of nailed it on the head, actually, right there. Maybe I am being too harsh. I admit. And, because now that I'm thinking about it, this was game number 1. We are now into the group stages, a whole new stage where we're combining 18 teams from the open qualifiers with 6 teams from the grand finals, right? So There's one key word that you said right there, drop spots. And I think teams are going to be using at least the first week to try to make known where they intend to drop, right? So right now it's all about fighting for those drop spots. So I think that's exactly, to kind of agree with you, what R15 was doing this game.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, like even if they have that figured out, right? Even if these teams have that decided, like, okay, we know R15 is going to go here, we know Skullbreak is going to go here, or SKB is going to go here, IT Official is going to go here. You don't know how they're going to react. And Free Fire, one of the great things about Free Fire is it makes it so easy, so early to push aggressively. And it's kind of one of these things that when you get to these higher levels, you got to expect these teams to be ready and willing to do. So, I think it may have been a case, and and for all we know, it could have been the plane. Maybe it was just a bad plane for R15's normal drop spot. Maybe they were just kind of out of it. It's something a little bit that they weren't necessarily used to. But again, I think you're absolutely right. One game can't really make a lot of a decision. I mean, even Club 9D, I mean, they look fantastic, phenomenal control from that squad, but that's been one game. Now they have to make it into 2. You got to turn 1 into 2 if you're going to find success, if you want to get that number 1 spot, that first place.
Can we talk about, though, Bizarre? Talk about
Bizarre. Yeah.
We saw a gunfight, a team fight with them. They won it. They beat the other team. I forget who the player was, but they immediately ran and planted that flag. Like, talk about that. Like,
gotta let them know,
flag,
baby.
Letting them know exactly. I think the other team, yes, 9D, amazing game 1, but that confidence, Bizarre, they had that confidence in game number 1.
Hey, they earned that confidence in game number 1, right? They were sitting on 9 kills already. They've gone out. They're starting to hunt. They're pushing in. They're taking these fights. They're being the aggressor. And if you want to plant that flag, if you want to drop that swag on that man, by all means, but just to that third party. And unfortunately, and you know what? They were actually won that fight. They won that fight, Dave. And then in the end, it was just the grenade launcher that did them in. I mean, it was beautiful stuff. But, what are you going to do? We'll see what they decide to do this time around as we are getting ready to go. And not even getting ready, Dave. We're in it. Game number 2.
We are in it. Game number 2. I can't believe already game 1's done. All right. I mean, I can't believe game 1 is already done, right? But game 2, yeah, really, let's see. R15, really curious how they plan to bounce back. But, I see IT all the way up there, just a little east of Riverside, already in a fight here, Poro.
Riverside, baby. Yeah, OG and IT Official already scrapping on the right side. And this is what I was kind of talking about. This is what kind of alluding to when we were talking the last game about how we kind of got used to seeing these guys scrap very early and very often. Game 1, we kind of got a little late into the game before we saw teams really kind of fight. Now I guess the rust is off, the nervousness is kind of gone. We're going to start playing the kind of Free Fire that we are used to playing, and this is what we're going to get. IT Official, you know that this is a scrappy team. And look at this. Before we even get to them, Dave, 3 kills.
Wow. Yeah. Who was the other team? I didn't even catch it. Oh no, it was the
His OG
team. Yeah, it was your favorite team, OG Wipe Gang.
OG Wipe Gang.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Down to just one. Just one.
You know what? At least they got one. That's one guy. One guy can still make things happen for you in this game, and you can try to make it to the late game, see if you can survive a little bit longer. But this is the IT Official we've kind of gotten used to, right? The early game fighting, wants to push it, take it right in, and try to take you out right in your face. That's the IT Official that we got used to seeing in Season 1, and it looks like they are coming back here to run it back for Season 2 as they have taken out OG for the most part. Fearful's still alive, but he's pushing right into Club 9D a little bit farther south. That's not great.
And I think that's the reason why they do still have one, is because they didn't drop with their teammates to take the fight early on with IT. So yeah, they did survive. They are still surviving. Well, like you said, they are running right towards another team, and not just any team, but 90, who won last game with 13 kill points. So that is not a team that I would want to 1v4. Not at all.
No, they are. Their aim is definitely crisp. Let's say here early on. So don't want to pick on them too much. Meanwhile, Navy over here on the complete opposite side of the map, they are backfilling Pizarro as they are just kind of wrapping around the west coast here. Looks like they're trying to play the avoiding game, and this is not. I got to be honest with you, Dave. I'm completely expecting this kind of stuff from Navy, right? This is your open qualifier team. Had a lot of success in the open qualifiers, but now that you're in the group stages, maybe a little bit more cautious. Oh, they could see somebody over there in the distance. We'll see how they respond to that.
Yeah, they're going to be even more cautious, too, because last game they lost the team fight against Hags as well. It came down to just one from Hags, of course, so it was really close, but still, just those little things add up here and definitely affect your IGL's decision making, because you don't want to get taken out early to mid game, right? You want to survive here and at least make that late game with your whole squad alive.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird position in game one that Navy found themselves in. I mean, they were kind of backfilling and pushing right behind another team, and I don't imagine that is a fight that they really necessarily wanted to take. But in the end they had to take it, right? They got spotted out, or they were getting gate kept, something like that. But it wasn't an ideal spot for a full on team fight there. But they ended up taking it. They traded pretty well, but in the end they do end up going down, as you said. So hopefully they'll be able to brush that off, shake it off, and move into this next game as we see La ONU and Fuego right onto each other here. There we go. Okay, we caught up. We got it. We get in there.
I like this terrain too. A lot of trees to work with to allow these players to push up and utilize as cover with their glue walls, of course, working in tandem. So this is an interesting fight, and to kind of make that pressure dial up a little more, it's actually not inside the zone. We can see them taking a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, I got to be honest, I kind of lost track. I'm not sure who ended up pushing who here, but if it's La ONU, that's 2 games in a row that they've been kind of caught off guard by another squad. The first game it was Pizarro, and this time it's going to be Fuego, and it looks like Prince has been spotted out now as well. Fuego just taking shots. They've already taken down Mario. They're going to take down Prince as well, and that is going to be La ONU. 2 games in a row, going down pretty early. As you can see, Feverful, the last player from OG, is wrapped all the way down south.
Yeah, talk about making the rounds. They started at Mill. Their team got taken out at Mill. So I have no idea how we ended up out here, but it is what it is. And I guess now if you're a solo, best case scenario, try to at least get a kill point here or there, surprise your opponents, because they're definitely not going to be expecting somebody behind them at this point in the game. And it looks like they were actually caught out. And OG taken out here, unfortunate. Very interesting kind of play from them right there, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to survive, huh? I mean, you just keep rapping, and unfortunately, you just ended up rapping into a Fuego squad. Too much rapping. At some point, you got to stop rapping. You know, at some point, you just got to. Somebody tell that to Cardi B. But Fuego, they're going to pick up another kill. So that's they got all 4 alive. As you said, our solo from OG is going to get taken out, but La ONU still has Smith, and he's going to be eating a lot of blue way down in the south. We'll see if they can ever get back into zone, but a lot of teams actually kind of hanging out in the blue here early on, or in the zone here early on, Dave. Just taking their time to get into the safe part.
Sir, got the good old-fashioned revolver too on hand, ready to go. So we'll see what will end up occurring, because next circle did pop, and once again it will favor the north end of the map. And Hags are looking really good right now with their current positioning.
Sure are.
SKB. Okay, so they do have a vehicle, so they're going to be able to just kind of send it. But yeah, back to the zone. Hags, they are just big chilling right now, Poro.
Absolutely. I think they looted up in Shipyard, and then you also got to look at IT Oficial after winning that fight over in Mill. They're looking pretty good, but now BG going to be taking shots down at Pizarro. They're in a little bit of trouble here. They've nobody's shooting back at them. They have all day to just sit here and stare this down. And with that high ground position that they've got, Luffy, see, spotting them out. Looks like Pizarro may find some hard cover, and that might put the brakes on this, but what do they want to do? Are they going to push in? It looks like they're thinking about it.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking some nice shots with these marksman rifles. Got the Woodpecker, got the AC-80, just peppering away at their opponents. Now, looking at Big Drip, going to be trying to make their way into the zone right here on the edge. They do have a nice little buffer between them and PSE. Really curious if Big Drip are going to try to gatekeep this zone because SKB, recall Poro, they're going to be making their way in right on top of them. But over here, looks like 9D in a fight.
A little bit early, and this is going to be a fight with IT Oficial. MVP got caught out a little bit early. White going to try to throw the grenade, see what he can find. Not finding any joy just yet. IT Oficial got the happy feet. They're on the move. They're not sticking down in one place. Fortunately, they can work around the backside of that hill, move between glue walls fairly safely, as 9D has kind of lost line of sight onto this, and I think they realize that they don't particularly
that these angles are going to be compromised. But over here, Steph Gray popping up, taking a shot, connecting one to the dome right there.
got to do it. You're getting third and fourth party from everywhere else. You got to make that push. Club 9D will go down, but IT Oficial might not be too much longer for this world either, as Fuego looks like they're pushing, but they have a little bit of a situation to deal with R15 right on their backsides here. They have, okay, they look safe. They look safe. IT Official might actually make it out of this.
Yeah, it looked for a moment that Fuego, they were trying to push IT, right? But then when they were pushing up this hill that we're seeing right now, they're getting shot in the back from R15. It looks like Fuego, they're still going to be pushing up here, and they were able to make it over that hill. It took a little bit of damage, but now they're out of the sidelines from R15. So R15 kind of letting some of those points kind of slip through their fingers right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, they were kind of in a tough spot there. They do end up, Fuego is able to pull away. It looks like IT Oficial, they lost another one to Hags. And meanwhile, SKB got taken out. I'm not sure how. I feel like they were pretty alone there on the bottom side of the map, but coming in super late, as you mentioned.
Yeah, they were sending in those vehicles, and I guess they just got caught off guard. They got gate kept. So they are going to be out. 4 teams taken out, to be exact. And PSE, we saw last game, they were dominating. Let's see what they can do right here, because they are currently just getting peppered downhill.
Oh, this is brutal stuff for PSE, as they are getting, as you said, I mean, there's lines of sight all day. Nobody really shooting back at Fuego right now. They can afford to just send it down here, as Domadios going to try to get res by Adil here. The rest of PSE try to make the high wrap, but they're going to end up going down as well. West gets traded. He goes down. The rest of PSE is down, and now Adil is getting peppered as Fuego going to try to push down into this. The glue walls are staying up for now, but I mean, the biggest problem here, nobody else is shooting at Fuego. They have all day to sit here and just rain hell down upon PSE.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to like R15. Remember, R15 were trying to get some shots on the backside of Fuego, but R15, they're currently occupied themselves. So that's why Fuego, they were able to push up that hill for free, like you mentioned, Poro.
So many hills in play right now, and you can see the problems that some of these teams are having. Is Laonu has this high ground, R15 trying to use the glue walls to push up a little bit closer. Diablo going to have a nice little flank here. Will find Prince, actually gets traded back by Garena. So now I believe it's a 2v2 between Garena, Doba, and what's left of Fuego here. As R15, actually, I think they clean it up. Okay, they clean it up, and they will get that res, so they'll get back up to 3 strong. Going to see if they can maybe go back and try to get their mans.
There you go, hitting up that store, too. Big drip right here. P90 up close and personal. Let's let it rip. I remember Calvin from last season, a veteran here in the competitive scene. Can they clutch it out? Still alive for Fuego. Has that shotgun, swap into that scythe. Trying to get that close combat quarters damage out here. And once again, Fuego in high ground.
Scott!
Fuego in high ground. That's their bread and butter. Every single fight here.
That was the nastiest flick I've ever seen. Scott just immediately gets headshot and immediately flicks back and takes him out. He does go down in the process, but now Fuego's picked up a quadra kill. 14 kills in the bag for Fuego, and it is looking like they have nothing but space in front of them. They have the high ground. They have everything they could possibly want here.
Wow. 4 teams to go. A couple of moments ago, too, just a side note. Where that fight erupted, that balloon did scare me. I thought it was like a dragon getting summoned from the sky. But R15 out here, going to be pushing Navy, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, we'll see what R15 can do.
Time turner.
Time turner's down, but the time is running out. They do have 4 up, but they're right up against the blue. They need to take care of Navy as quickly as possible. I think they realize that, and I think that's why the push is coming through with the shotguns out. Diablo will find one. Ramon will go down. Time turner's still down. It looks like one's still up for Navy. They're going to hide behind the glue walls as long as they can. Try to use the time. Is he still up? Oh, my God.
Punch him!
They get him eventually, but boy, he was a hard man to kill right there.
You can't take out One Punch Man. Let's be real. You can't take him
You just
out.
can't.
You can't take
That's why he's called One Punch Man.
One punch is all it takes. 3 teams to go. Fuego up here on the high ground, as they have been the entirety of this game. Hags, remember, they were in circle number 1, so they have been just playing these zones. Once again, looks like they are going to get favored in that next one right there on the edge.
They need it.
Honestly, my eyes right now are 15 down there in the south. Like, will Fuego kind of catch a whiff of R15 as they make their approach here into this new circle?
I mean, I feel like they need to have somebody on the lookout. I mean, you can see all eyes right now on Hags, but Hags just doing a good job of cycling those glue walls, cycling those time turns, staying alive for the most part here, but they're going to have to move forward here eventually. They still got 4 up. They're going to return a little bit of fire, but Fuego has that hard cover that they can work around. Have they spotted out R15? I mean, this is probably the best case scenario for R15, honestly. They were very much pinned on the south side. They're going to try to make the push here, but Diablo gets close with a grenade launcher, but he gets spotted out from range. Scott, once again, nails the long-range shots. Beastia now taking some damage as well, and R15 might be in a lot of trouble here, Dave.
Yeah, that M79 launcher, I'm telling you, it is such a game changer. You see that thing just get launched across the map, and the radius on that explosion is so big. But right now, look at this. R15, yeah, gate cap. The definition of gate cap right there.
Oh, the biggest problem was Hags. I mean, they couldn't even use that fight to their advantage because they were so pinned down. I mean, there was just nothing they could really do, and now they'll lose Rivera. They're going to get try to keep the glue walls going as long as they can, but now it's just a matter of time as Calvin will find another beautiful place grenade, and that's going to be it, I believe. Yes, it will. Oh, I mean, what can you even say about Calvin and Scott right there? What a disgusting performance coming out from them, and what a fantastic booyah.
Booyah! The M79 play, the grenade play, they were just using the utility to perfection. It's
How many kills did they even end up with?
A ton, because we saw at least towards that mid to late game, Fuego, they were on the high ground. I saw them at least take 3 different squad fights from that position alone, and I think it honestly goes back to their ability to push up that hill and avoid the sight lines from R15. Because remember, R15, they were taking shots at them for a good amount of time, but they were able to avoid that conflict. And I think that was kind of that game-winning play for Fuego, at least.
I mean, look, Fuego played it really patiently when they absolutely had to. They've ended up pushing up the hill whenever they needed to, and they had that high ground, and they just made absolute work of it. As we see, I mean, this was it. This was the spot right here. You could see the fight between Club 9D and IT Oficial. You had Fuego was off in the background, and then it was R15, I think, making the push right behind. And it just, Fuego taking their time, being patient with it.
Dude, did Calvin jump and do the 360 flick with the shotgun right there?
I mean, he probably did.
Probably
good
did.
Lord.
Just to know that they had the office.
Calvin and Scott were just putting together a highlight reel in this game, and I mean, it was just nasty long range stuff for these guys.
Yeah, and then we saw right there kind of that last game-winning play. Oh, my
21
goodness, 21
kills.
That's a record here so far.
Jeez.
That's a record. We saw Calvin kind of push downhill by themselves while their 3 teammates were kind of playing that Overwatch position, right? And then we also saw Calvin toss out that glue wall that provided that safety for them to not throw 1, but 2 different grenades on top of Hags. And that was it right there. That was it.
Yeah.
What a play. But also congrats to Hags too, right? Because this team coming from opens, if I'm not mistaken, second place, that's 9 points. Yeah, plus the kills. That's a confidence boost, right? That's a confidence booster for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, if you can get into the late game, that's all you can ask for, right? I mean, unfortunately for Hags, they kind of found themselves in a bad position as they were surrounded on the high ground by all sides, really, and then you also had R15 that was trying to make the push right when you would have liked to have tried to push out of that pinched spot that you were in. So it was a little unfortunate on that regard, but still 2 kills, still made it to the late game, and then Fuego they just rained the grenades down. But, we talked about it before, Dave. It's all about turning 1 really good game into 2 really good games. Club 9D was not able to do that this time around. We'll see if Fuego is able to do it this next time.
Yeah, Club 9D, though, they did have a lot of kills, right, in game number 1. So they could definitely afford kind of offsetting that performance here this game. And now Fuego with 21 kills, they could just kind of coast, in my opinion, here for the rest of the night. Not that that's what they're going to do, of course, but they could, right, and still
got to make a statement, man.
I didn't see the flag, though. I didn't.
No
see
flags.
The flag. You got to pull out the flag, right? So I am impressed with the jump shot 360 shotgun to the face. Okay, Calvin.
Yeah.
But if you could add that flag right there, at the end, that extra flare, then now we're talking, man.
Oh man! Look, there was a number of plays in that game that were just nuts to me. I mean, Scott getting the headshot, dropped down to about 2 HP, and immediately looks over to the glue wall, spots that man's head, takes him down. I mean, it was a thing of beauty from the Fuego boys, and they, you know what? They earned every single one of those kills that they got, through a combination of patience and just. And going aggressive at the right times. Well, the other thing, Dave, just in terms of the overall lobby, we were talking about how it started off a little bit slow. This one kind of felt like it picked up a little bit. Do you think we're going to see it pick up even more than this?
We are heading to a new map. Keep that in mind. So we're heading to a different map. So those drop spots still might be a little awkward. This last game, what was it? OG Wipe Squad and IT very early on in that first engagement. And IT coming out on top, and OG Wipe Squad kind of have that solo. Usually when you're solo, you look to just remain undetected, right? Go in a bush, go crawl behind a tree, and just hope nobody sees you, and go for those placement points. That's kind of what I want to see here moving forward, because I don't think that's what that solo did this last game. But here's the overall leaderboard so far, Poro.
There you go. That's what a 21 kill booyah will get you. First place, 48 points. Just kind of separating yourself just a little bit here, but you know what? Not outside of not out of it by any means. I mean, they're not running away with this thing just yet, but that's a nice step in the right direction for Fuego.
For sure. And another thing that's kind of interesting to kind of think about bigger picture wise is you have to assume those other 2 groups, they're going to be watching here today.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to have the ability to kind of gather this intel on the strong opponents in this lobby and prepare, right? Prepare to fight them for those drop spots that we keep talking about here today. So if Fuego, if Club 9D, if they can finish tonight really strong and really put a stamp here on this lobby and get some respect on their name, these other teams who aren't playing, they might opt to avoid just taking any type of skirmishes with them, at least that mid to late game.
Absolutely. Not really surprised to see some of these names at the top of the leaderboard. I mean, we were expecting good things for Fuego. We were expecting good things from Club 9D, Pizada, and IT Official. Definitely is pleasantly surprised by Hags. as an open qualifier team to be able to find themselves with 20 points. I mean, the kills are a little bit low, but they're getting their footing in the lobby. And now, as you said, we're about to switch over to a new map. We'll see how they can handle things on this new one.
New map, who it is? I think
New map, who it
we're
is?
heading over to Kalahari, if I'm not mistaken.
Love it.
Another green map. I do like to. Oh,
yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Look at that.
Heading over to Kalahari.
Production's on top of it, man.
As if, right? I mean, God, thanks, production. Ski Lounge, one of my favorite spots on this map coming up next. Yeah, I know it's all the way out there to that east side, so getting favored with the zone's not always in the cards, but we're talking about just big chilling and kind of playing the edge here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at teams who we saw on the leaderboard in second to last place. They might want to start to think about kind of that edge strategy here, Poro, and trying to avoid as many fights as possible, at least early on.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at the other side. I'm looking at the center of the map here. This is a map that we, in Season 1, we saw La Bahia used to play the dead center of the map. They played around those cliffs around the factory in the middle of the map. And then now that they've kind of split, now that we've got Pizarra, I'm curious to see if Pizarra actually plays that same style, or if that was a style more of the other guys. Are we going to see Domadios and Axial try to play something differently now that we're on Kalahari? And are they going to be a little bit more aggro? I'm really interested to see how that plays out. So, a lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions with a couple answers that we'll find out firsthand here. And I believe the players are loading in that next. Shout out to production. I mean, it is just boom, 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 like players. Hey, let's get you in the next match.
Grinding, baby.
Because for those top teams, you win 21 kills, you're loose. You are feeling good, feeling warm, ready to go and get in this match, continue with that momentum. So this is a beautiful thing to see here tonight.
It's just like us, right? We want to get back into that game as quickly as possible. We're growing, we're grinding. We got this. We got the flow picked up already, Dave. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling me. And I know chat loves to hear that we're getting back into the games as quickly as possible, so you don't have to sit around and listen to us talk all the time. Well, here we go. Already in game number 3. We're on Kalahari.
All right, popping in here, Refinery dead center, and yeah, I do recall a ton of just teams always fighting in that middle section of the map on the Refinery spot. So who's going to take it here? Looks like one squad, ZRJ.
Oh, I lost track of things here. There we go. All right, we're back.
Boom, boom.
We're back, baby. IT official. This is Navy. I don't know if this is the one you want, baby. And look, right off the bat, you can see they're splitting a little bit. IT Official doing the same thing. When oh no, Feverful goes down. Stev Gray with the shots from range. 9D is feeling themselves, man. They really are.
Well, game number 1, right? They were amazing. They had a ton of kills, and they were really aggressive in all his team fights over here. We see Gato with the P90 just slaying in the kill feed, by the way, Poro. And this is going to be OG Wipe Squad. Last game, they got taken out really early on, so they need these early kill points.
This is absolutely wild to me right now. I mean, there's fights going on all over the place, Dave, so we haven't really gotten a chance. But as soon as we get the opportunity, I would love to be able to bring up the map stream and show you what this is all looking like. This is absolutely not what I would have anticipated this map to look like. There is ZRJ at Refinery, dead center circle. Nobody else within a mile of them. Everybody else is hot dropping all around the outside edge of the map here. And right there, you see Navy. They're squaring off with IT Official. They're going to find Beto. They've already lost Chris and Alcalde. Actually going to get they'll get Alcalde back up. So only down Chris. But IT Official, they've got Beto out on an island right now. Lewis, he's just pushing in. Look at the balls on this man.
Yep, Navy down to 3. They did lose Chris over here, but that P90 looking to put in some work in this, I want to say 1v3, but catching the grenade to the dome. Yeah, that's going to hurt.
I mean, you still Luis just pushing in. Look at Alcalde getting kills with a pistol. Vito does get rezzed. Alcalde, though, he wants another one. He's going to get some big damage down. He will stay alive for now. And now IT Official, they're getting pulled apart by a man with a P90 in hand. Ramon is the only one left alive for Navy, but I've got to say, Navy has earned my respect with that push there.
Got Navy from open qualifiers as well. Looking to earn that respect, like you mentioned, Poro, and doing just that here in game number 3.
I mean, first of all, Lewis just pushing in solo 1v4 while his teammates are getting rezzed and getting back up. And then you got another guy coming in with a pistol. Last guy doesn't come in because all he's got is a pan. But you know what? Respect to Navy for trying to pull off that hot drop. We'll see if they can pull something back. It looks like they will get Luis back, though. So Navy back up to 2 strong for now. But wow. Again, just kind of touching once again on the overall map here. Yeah. The fact that there's just nobody. I mean, the dead center of the map is empty.
Yeah, and kind of doubling back to Navy after that fight. They do have a nice little window to loot up, fuel up, and reposition right there on the edge after that very intense fight. So I'm with you, Poro. I'm rooting for Navy here this game, this match, to see what they can do as a duo and see if they can keep that momentum flowing. But over here, 9D gonna be making their way toward Big Drip. Now, Big Drip, they are going to be repositioning going west. Same with 9D. So unless Big Drip are going to be looking behind them here, Big Drip, they might get backstabbed.
This is so funny to look at from an overhead perspective, Dave. Is obviously we talked about all these teams kind of dropping on the edge. Now they've kind of separated a little bit, and everybody is still kind of wrapping around, but everybody is wrapping around clockwise. So you're looking at the map and you're seeing like Big Drip rotating along the western edge, kind of to the north. Club 9D right behind them doing the same thing. IT Official kind of behind them doing the same thing. And you got Pizarro doing the same thing. It's just funny because everybody is rotating in the same general direction. I want that one team that's going to rotate counterclockwise. That's the team that's going to find all the fights.
Yeah, that's the team that's going to just clash with everybody here. So it looks like at least all these teams in the south, like you mentioned, are going to be rotating, heading towards the maze. And talking about clashing, well, Grego, they might clash here very shortly in Foundation. But over here, okay, Hags and R15, though. So we might have multiple fights happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's looking like that's exactly what's going to happen as the rotations have stopped. We've moved from clockwise. We're trying to go to center. And right off the bat, R15 and Hags will be trading shots back and forth, but this is hard cover. These are hard cover buildings. A lot of cover to be found here. So this is one of those where you hope that maybe you catch a lucky grenade, maybe catch a nice little cheeky angle. Edward going to try to look for one here. Actually finds some damage, but has to pull back as Rivera gets knocked low as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. With these buildings and how close both these teams are, like one grenade, get that knock, and just full send it, right? Full send it with your shotguns.
Absolutely.
Looks like R15 doing a great job, though, at actually using these grenades, using that utility to keep Hags kind of at bay, at least for the time being. And looking at the overall map, there's nobody really near them for the time either. So both these teams, they can kind of poke at each other and really feel it out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over on the southeastern side of the map, looks like Navy try to push in, but they're going to run into OG, and they will take one down after getting an initial knock. Actually, not even going to get the knock on OG here. God and Feverful getting knocked low, but Navy should be able to pull away. It looks like they've broken line of sight for the time being. It looks like they're just sending it down the river. They don't want any part of this.
Yeah, especially after their early kind of engagement, right, that Navy had, that they're not going to have the complete squad up. Meanwhile, their opponents, OG, they do. So very smart move from Navy right there. I appreciate that a lot to kind of avoid that. But Big Drip over here, awfully grouped up, playing just on top of each other.
Yeah, it looks
trio out here.
It looks like Fuego was one of the. I mean, I was joking saying, I'm waiting for one of these teams to rotate counterclockwise. It looks like Fuego decided to do it, and they're going to run right into Big Drip. They'll get the knockdown, but look at this 9D coming in, and now Big Drip is completely pinched. This is bad news bears for them as they have lost 2. They've still got 2 alive. Can they get the res back? And now Fuego, they got to be careful about how far they want to push into this. You can see them working around the time turner here. Into is already very, very low. But Calvin and Scott, that those boys want a piece.
Yeah, it looked like Big Drip had a little 3-1 split, and they were sending that solo to kind of get that wrap around Fuego, but just unlucky for them that 9D rolled up right behind them. So they got sandwiched between 2 of the, I want to say, best teams as of right now in the lobby.
Sure are.
One would argue, and they're gone. See you later.
Yep.
See you later.
Pretty easy argument to make. And look at this 9D. I think they realized that Fuego has a pretty entrenched position there. They did take the shots. They got some damage in. Didn't get any knocks, so instead they're just going to go ahead and pull away back down to the south. Unfortunately for them, IT Official doing the same thing as they were, and they're continuing to wrap up, so we may see that come to a head here shortly. Meanwhile, Hags, they're running into R15 once again, and there's still hard cover, still buildings to play around, but it looks like they are taking a little bit more of an aggressive stance here. They want to push in with these shotties.
Yeah, and I see something else here, Poro. Navy back up to 3. Navy back up to 3 on the outskirts to the east of this. So Navy have a good opportunity to maybe third party this fight.
Okay, Navy.
Caps on that.
Yeah, they lost. They got down to 1 early on in that fight against IT Oficial, but they end up getting a 3 back up. Meanwhile, Hags pushing in. They're going to find Doba, but immediately Bestia will trade it back onto Pana. Sobri gone down as well, and R15 holding the line as Hags tries to make this push, and it's down to Edward and Rivera, but they're now low. Rivera's down. Edward, the last one up. He's trying to survive. He should be able to get the heal off here, but you can see Bestia on the hunt. But there you go. In the background, OG in the pink are starting to pull back down onto this.
Yeah, actually insane over here. OG might just be the guardian angels right now of Edward. If Edward can defend their little compound, their corner, their nook and cranny, their closet right here. Edward going to be jumping out the window, immediately spotted and taken out. But here comes OG up there on the high ground with that third party.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Bestia there. He tried to get the final kill onto Edward. He did exactly what he needed to do. Unfortunately, he had a missed read on the OG boys, and now OG knows that they have the advantage in the fight. They're going to push in. They've got Garena, they've got Diablo that are still pushed with their backs against the wall. Doba is still alive as well, but he's not anywhere near this. He's kind of pushed off to the north, and you can see he's actually surrounded by Navy. So all sides of R15 in trouble now as Doba's gone down.
Yeah, there are just fights all over the place over here. And I saw one of the players from OG rocking the MP40. That thing, mid to close range, it just shreds. It
Dirty.
just shreds. But what's happening with Navy? We saw them in up there in Shrines. Here they are, up here in Shrines. 2 kill points. Looks like they were able to kind of poke off R15. There is going to be a solo left alive for R15, I think, out there.
Yeah, they
spot him and take him out.
They managed to catch Doba, who was trying to just escape for R15. He just ran into this Navy squad. Diablo, meanwhile, I guess has that information from Doba and said, okay, we already know there's a team there. Let's try not to push too far into it. So R15 will still have a couple of guys, actually 3 up for R15 if I'm looking at my map right. They got Bestia, Diablo, and Garena all still up. So not out of the woods for R15 just yet, but they're extremely separated, unfortunately. Oh, look at this. Laonu will turn the tables. They will do a sneak attack onto Fuego, and they immediately take out 2, and Laonu is just eating these guys alive.
Oof, yeah. And look at this. They're not only taking a fight in the front lines, but also the back lines. We see some grenades getting tossed, trying to keep Navy at bay, at least for the time being here. And well, 3 teams all stacked on top of each other right here. And Onu with the numbers advantage with 4.
They got 4. They got the high ground. They've got the defense ready and set. They will find Alcalde. Actually, Scott going to be the one to find Alcalde. So Fuego not going down without a fight. You knew they wouldn't, as that lone wolf is a very dangerous man. He's gotten knocked pretty low, but he is staying alive for right now. Laonu is moving as a group, as a squad. They don't want to lose anybody to that snake in the grass as they are trying to find out where the rest of Navy might be approaching from.
Yeah, you definitely don't mess with Scott. You just don't mess with
You do
Scott.
not.
Where you go. Yeah, you don't. You just can't. You just can't. It's not even an option.
Ooh.
Oh, look at. They're messing with them, though. They're messing with them. And Chris from Navy trying to get that little angle here through the window, through the crack, and trying to apply some damage right here.
That's a nasty little
angles.
angle. Yeah.
I love the angles from Navy right here.
Laonu will get the res back onto Smith, so back up to full strength here for Laonu, but they are taking some pretty decent damage for their trouble. You can see I'll have to stop down and get the heels off, but Navy, it looks like they've just kind of dug in a line in the sand here, and they're just defending their position with shotguns, grenade launchers, etc. Laonu trying to figure out how to breach this. They've got grenades in hand. They're going to find the initial knock onto Luis, but immediately gets traded back. And actually, SKB is going to third party onto this. You can see Cuba getting some knocks in the kill feed. Prince and Smith still alive for Laonu, should be able to get the res, and I think that's Navy gone down.
Yeah, finally, right? Because nobody could take them out this game. Navy, they were just trucking along this whole time. Kept calling their teammates back. Finally down and out in 8th place. OG, Jay, catching some bullets to the dome right here.
He will find Andar, though, so SKB going to lose one. Cuba, though, still with that high ground, is going to find Prince from Laonu as Jay will get rezzed. And OG back up to 2. This 7 kills in the bag as it looks like SKB will eliminate. I missed who that was. I'm sorry. IT Official, we haven't been talking about them. They got the kills early on onto Navy after that initial hot drop fight, and they've made their way all the way to the south side of this new zone, and they're squaring off with Club 9D, and I believe that's
PSE,
that's PSE, yeah.
Yeah. Couple strong heavy hitters down here in the south. IT, they got a duo right underneath 9D, right underneath their structure, out of the sight lines, but 9D for a fact know that they are going to be beneath them. And both these teams, they need to reposition, though. You can see the circle doesn't favor either of them.
They're trying to...
like they're kind of working together almost, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
One's on the top, one's on the bottom, and they're trying to look ahead into the zone before taking the fight with each other.
I think that's. I think you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what they're doing. They know that they have this this high ground position to work with. I'm sure they're completely aware that they've got a team underneath them, and they've got to figure out how to kind of deal with that situation. They're waiting. It's almost like a game of chicken, isn't it? It looks like Club 9D will pull back on the edge and try to push behind IT Official here. We'll see if IT Official is ready for it. And it looks like they are, as the fight is already coming in, but the blue is pushing in too as well, as Club 9D will get a couple of opening knocks. Now that's just the cluster mess that's going on underneath.
Mayhem. Just mayhem. The 360s,
it's shotgun mayhem.
personal, machetes, bats, all types of weapons, right? All types of weapons. And 9D coming out on top right there, Poro.
A straight-up barroom brawl between 90 and IT Official. Club 9D will lose one, but they win the war here as the grenades coming through in the wide open here. This is not a great spot for Jay and Daly. And there it is.
That's good.
Siaz will Kobe that team into oblivion as he has 2 kills to his name so far. And now he's going to continue as he's got the grenade launcher in hand.
Pretty sure I saw that grenade bounce off that glue wall right into that basket. 4-2 right there. So down to 3 teams. ZRJ, couple squad mates still alive, but 9D, 7 kill points so far. They got some cover to work with. They need to pick out the solo from PSE first, though.
They even know. I mean, Adiel's he's not moving a muscle. There he goes. He hears somebody right on the outside. He's going to try to make the push, but does not get the knock. So now he's given up his position, and now they all know where he is. He's going to survive for a little bit here. Club 9D actually has to be careful about pushing. Siaz will get him with the grenade launcher. This man with his grenade launcher has 5 kills in the last minute. Can he finish it off?
One. Oh, 1v1? 1v1?
Siaz!
Got him!
Oh!
9D!
Club 90 gets their second win, but man, Ciaz was doing everything he possibly could there at the end. The grenade launcher is just what do you even do against that? What do you even do?
Yeah.
Late game? What do you do against the guy with the grenade launcher and just 7 grenades in his pocket, Dave?
Yeah, I guess on a serious note, if you do recognize your opponents have that grenade launcher, the M79, separate. Don't play grouped up, right? I guess.
I mean, what do you do? Yeah.
Separate, right? Habit would
guess,
tell you,
yeah.
like, play next to your teammates, get each other's backs, pop those glue walls, and just try to create that cover. But you want to do that as individuals, kind of not as a team in that scenario, because if you are kind of playing next to each other, one of those grenades blows up, bam, that could be 2 of you, done, gone, out, and the tide's turned just like that. And we've been seeing a lot of the grenade launch play, a lot of the shotgun play, a lot of heavy kind of damage weapons here in that close range here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, what can you say? Club 9D starting to try to run away with this thing. They get their second victory, their second booyah of the group stages here tonight. And, I mean, the Fuego had the point lead, right? I mean, they had that crazy game, too, where they just collected a ton of kills. But Club 9D might be making a push here. I think they may have overtaken them.
Yeah, most consistent, right? As of now, of course. We are only in day number 1 of the group stages, but for sure the most consistent team so far. And let's check out these highlights. You got some... Oh, this is that Navy fight. So that's something that I'm really
Navy,
impressed
man.
with. Yeah, Navy, they got into a fight right off the rip. But just the fact that they survived throughout the entirety of the early game, the mid game, and they showed up in the late game with 3 up.
Yeah.
They were just not dying this game.
They were definitely hard to kill completely as they brought everybody back up. They managed to get a couple of kill points for themselves here as we check in with IT Official. This was a tough spot for them, man. To have that underside, you know, you're eventually expecting the push to come out from Club 9D, but man, Club 9D just they cleaned that up so well.
Yeah, I'm really curious if IT just kind of expected Club 9D to pop in front of them compared to wrapping behind them. Oh, that was nasty right there. That's something I do when I play. I make these glue walls so, like, I'm super covered. But I'm so covered to the fact that I can't even get out myself.
Almost pulled it off, too, man. ZRJ, they got it. Thanks, Ciaz, man, because that is a lot of points that are in your pocket just solely because of that man and that grenade play. 14 points for them, but another 20 points going into the bag for Club 9D here, Dave. And they are looking super strong.
Yeah, Club 9D, you got PSE, 2 teams really consistent here so far. Then you have other teams just kind of leapfrogging, yo-yoing back and forth, like R15. You got OG Wipe Gang. Big drip this game as well. Only 3 points altogether, and those points coming from those kills, of course. And over here, some previous game kill point leaders here.
Yeah, there you go, Ciaz, with those 5 kills, all 5 of those kills from the grenade launcher. The noob tube, as we used to call it there, Dave.
I didn't want to say it, but back in the day, that's what they said. And, hey, no shade, because I was always rocking it, Poro.
Look, man, points are points. If they're going to put it in the game, man, I'm going to use it. I respect it from Ciaz there. But you see Cuba and Johan up there for 9D. And PSE, well, PZR, we haven't really talked a whole lot about them. But, man, they have consistently been in the top side of the top 5 of the leaderboard, really.
Yeah, kind of flying underneath the radar, but then at the same time just being consistent with getting points, right? If those points are kill points or just top 5 kind of finish placement points wise. And I do believe we have the overall leaderboard ready.
Let's see it.
And here it is. Fuego. Okay, so those 21 kill points definitely keeping them afloat, even though Club 9D 2 booyahs here.
I mean, it just goes to show you that Fuego, I mean, when you have that strategy of playing super aggressively, trying to go out and take fights, get your points primarily through kills. If we get the booyah, great. If we don't, we're at least going to have a stack of kills to go along with it. But Fuego looking extremely comfortable in this lobby so far here tonight. Now, Club 9D, obviously you got to give them credit to Booyahs, but I mean, 11 more kills for Fuego.
Yeah, actually insane. I actually feel like getting a Booyah, of course, is a little more challenging, right?
Sure.
A little more challenging because you got to be the last survivors here in the lobby. But it just goes to show you, like, how important kills are as well.
Yeah.
Because if Fuego, if they get another Booyah, they're just going to shoot up, and they're going to have such a nice little cushion between them and everybody else, right? So maybe with that in mind, now that we are kind of at that halfway mark of day number 1 of the group stages, maybe these teams at the bottom, like Big Drip, they can take that into consideration, right? Maybe they look for some of these kill points here to kind of keep them afloat. But for Source, I believe we are going to be heading to a quick little halftime break. And when we come back, some more Free Fire action.
There you go. The man said it. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get ready to go into game number 4. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
salute. Whatever the situation, whatever coming, we'll stand the face, that's how we wanna run it. Break the limit to reality, one ain't real, creating a space where everyone's free to feel. We ain't afraid, we are the brave, we can play, this is a place where all heard. You know the squad, we ain't never gonna stop. Fire to inspire, we know this is who we are.
We are the dreamers, the daring believers. We must do it different, John. Everything's waiting, it's us for the taking. United, we've already.
Hi survivors, welcome to Season 2 of the Free Fire Pro Series. We're back to bring you more action, more talent, and even more booyahs for the best teams in North America. On top of a whopping $50,000 prize pool and the bragging rights of being crowned the FFPS Grand Champion, this season the winners will also earn the first ever North American invite to the Free Fire World Series. But before they get there, teams will have to fight their way through a grueling 2-month tournament, including an open qualifier, group stage, last chance qualifier, and grand finals. The action started earlier this month with the open qualifier, where 192 teams from all across North America joined the FFPS for the first stage of the tournament. Each qualifier round featured 6 games, where teams earned points based on their in-game performance, including their placement and their kills in the 12-team lobbies. Only teams in the top half of their lobby moved through each of the qualifying rounds, making their way through the round of 192, the round of 96, and the round of 48. The bottom 6 teams from the Season 1 Grand Finals joined the top 30 from the round of 48 and the last open qualifier round, the round of 36. The 18 teams left standing from the final round earned their spots in the group stage. For the group stage, the top teams from the open qualifier will be joined by even more invited teams from Season 1. The top 6 teams from the Season 1 Grand Finals will qualify straight into a 24-team group stage, alongside the open qualifier teams from Season 2. Teams will be split up into groups of 6, and these groups will face off in a double round-robin format where each group will battle each other in a 12-team lobby twice. This stage will take place across 4 weeks, with 3 game days per week. In the end, the top 8 teams will punch their tickets straight to the finals. The 9th through 20th place teams will earn one last shot in the last chance qualifier, and the bottom 4 teams will be eliminated from the tournament. The last chance qualifier will be a 2-day gauntlet where teams that fail to qualify from the group stage will get their last chance to earn a place in the finals and fight for the title of FFPS Grand Champion. 12 games will give the top 4 teams a shot in the finals, while the remaining teams will be eliminated. The Grand Finals will pit the top 12 teams in North America against each other in a 3-day event. 6 games per day for a total of 18 games will be played for teams to claim their piece of the $50,000 prize pool and for a grand champion to be crowned. Which squad will reign supreme and get their chance to represent North America in the World Series? Tune in to find out.
Hello, everybody. We are back once again with the second half of Group A versus C here in the opening day of the Free Fire Pro Series North America. I am Porosaurus. Joining me once again is Mustache Dave, and so far it's been kind of the Club 9D show, or has it been the Fuego show? I don't know, Dave. What do you think?
It's been a show.
It's been a show.
And talking about whose show it is, Poro, whoa, look at these numbers. Magical numbers. Average kills? 11?
Yeah.
Whose show is it?
How is it that Fuego has a higher average placement than Club 9D, and Club 9D got 2 booyahs? How's that work?
Disrespect.
We've had 3 games.
Disrespect is how that is. And how is Club 9D, how are they going to react after seeing that graphic? That's the real question. How are they going to bounce back and make sure that they have a higher average?
Well, look, man, they got 2 booyahs. I think they're vibing right now. I'd be interested to see if they decide to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe try to get a few more kill points on the board just so they can catch up with Fuego, because it kind of feel a little bit, as you said, disrespected to be dominating in the fashion that they are and yet be in second place. But what are you going to do? Fuego is just, they're mobbing right now. So we'll see if they can keep it going here in game number 4.
It's a long game, though, too. It's a long 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, is the format here. And finishing top 8 is the goal to get sent to that grand finals. So it is a great start for both teams. And talk about being a great start. We got 2 teams over here in this high-tier loot area. Fuego being one of them up against R15.
Show you right. And this is not the team I'd want to go against if I'm R15. But you know what? If any team can take care of these guys, these boys in the Lions with the orange logos can probably do it. But it's orange, 2 orange logos. Are they countered? They find the orange logo counter? I don't know. Well, let's see. Calvin and Scott, definitely 2 that you want to keep your eyes on. Scott right now already has that long-range gun in hand. He's going to do a little bit of damage onto Beastia, but you can see R15 for the most part just kind of sticking in one spot. Who's that flanker? Who's that flanker for Fuego? It's Comparis.
Comparis. They're making a play, though. That's the thing. They are making a play. R15, they're just kind of huddling all together, trying to get those nice, steamy, juicy loots over here. And the trio from Fuego doing a good job at just keeping them pinned down. So I'm with you, Poro. I'm looking at what that player on the flank can accomplish. They are playing such a critical role right here in this team fight.
I think more than anything, Compares might be just making sure that nobody comes from R15 to flank them. So we'll keep an eye on that in the bottom corner of the screen. Meanwhile, IT Oficial, they're going to fight with Navy again. Remember last time, Navy just threw everything up against the wall of IT Oficial, but only managed to get out with 1. But it didn't matter because they got the reses back, and they got at least 3 members of their team back. Looks like IT Oficial going for the push. Meanwhile, R15, they've got to be careful here that they don't get flanked. Looks like they're trying to decide, do they want to stay in here? What are you going to do? You can't just stay in the hard cover, Dave. You got to make a decision. You got to do something.
Yeah, well, I did see an M60, though, so they could just let that light machine gun rip as well. It looks like R15 are going to be utilizing some of these blue walls to push up and close the gap. But over here, Navy going for this fight here against IT.
Oh, if they could have gotten a knock there, that could be huge. They did a lot of damage, though. You can see MVP already low. Beto going to get knocked low as well. Beto will get knocked low as well, but they're going to keep the push at bay for now. MVP does go down, but Beto goes down as well now as Navy trying to slap right into the faces of IT Oficial. Patrona has about 5 HP left. It's not going to matter. Navy gets the revenge victory.
MAC-10 all day. The MAC-10 versus the double revolver, though. Talk about some early game scrappy plays. Seriously. Calvin going for some jump shots over here. Back to the fight. Fuego versus R15.
He's separated, though. He's separated. Doesn't matter, though, as Dolba's going to go down. R15 trying to make the push here. They will find Calvin. They'll get the time turner down just in time, but here comes the push for Fuego. Scott going to lead the charge. Diablo will have that SMG out and ready to go. We'll finish off Calvin. Compares, though, we'll get the reknock or the trade onto Bestia. Doba extremely low as well, as this fight has come to a brief pause before resetting. And there comes the repush once again into will go down for Fuego, as it looks like R15 might be winning this.
Let's see. I know the M60 right there. The light machine guns. I love it, but the MP5, one of the quickest reload guns in the game too.
Get the res, get the res. Yeah, he's got it.
Coming in clutch right there, mid-battle, hitting that reload real quick. The fight pushes on, continues on here. 4-0.
Yeah, you know R15 wants to get rid of these guys. They would love to get Fuego out of the lobby, and I got to tell you, Club 9D's got to be looking at that kill feed and saying, "Man, please kill them, finish them off, please get them out of here." Navy getting some more kills in the kill feed as well, but now Club 9D has their own problems to worry about, as they are going to be trading back and forth with BG.
Yeah, and the thing is, you got to make sure that you take out every single opponent, all the teammates, or else they're just going to call them back like we saw last game with Navy here. So
we'll reset,
you
baby.
cannot let your opponents walk away with one alive, because there's definitely the opportunity for them to kind of hunt you back and get that revenge. Kind of what Big Drip are doing here, sending their solo out there just to kind of continue to survive and get that comeback mechanic going.
Yeah, they got to at this point. I mean, Luffy is going to try to escape, and it looks like Club 9D going to try to trace him down the line. The shots from range. Steph Gray will do some big deeps, but the glue walls will keep Luffy alive for the time being. But I have to imagine Club 9D are not going to let this man escape. They want to finish this flush out.
Talk about thirst. Being thirsty. And it's for a good reason, too, like we just mentioned.
Yeah.
For a good reason. Definitely understandable why all four squad mates of Club 9D are on the hunt right here to make sure to seal the deal. Finish what they started.
Ooh, might be careful.
Big Drip. Oh, you
Kind
see
of
him.
lost track. Oh,
You see him. You see him.
He saw him. He saw him. But it looks like they're turning around. I think that's actually that's a good play. Club 9D just
15. They
get
took
it?
out Fuego. I didn't mean to cut you off right there.
No,
but
that's
R15
important.
Taking out Fuego, that's a huge come up.
That is absolutely huge. Okay, so Fuego completely out of this thing now. R15 will get the res onto their fallen teammates, so they'll back up to full strength here as SKB looks like they want a piece, and they're going to find Garena right off the bat.
SKB with 4 up. They're going to be playing awfully tight, grouped up together here, right on the edge. Looks like R15 were able to send one of their teammates over there, possibly get the call in, the reset, call back in their squad mate that just got taken out here. I'm very surprised that SKB are kind of playing the avoidance strat here, especially after knowing the fact that they took out one from R15. You would think they would try to just take that fight head on, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just read it as R15 was already running away, essentially. So maybe they just didn't want to stick around and fight this one out in the zone. I don't know, but I'm kind of with you on this one. I think that's a good team. That's a team that you would love to be able to take out of the lobby. It looks like they're still hunting for the most part here. Diablo did stick back, as you said, to maybe try to get the res onto the fallen teammate, but you see both Bestia and Doba already have dipped out off to the south. We'll see if Diablo can stay alive here. Oh, no. Maybe he can do some damage to SKB.
They are coming back up here. SKB. Yep. Let's see. One more. Oh, what? Okay, SKB. Finish what you started. Jump shot, shotgun to the face. There you go. Exactly. Woo. And it goes back to kind of what we were questioning, like, they got a knock, but then they kind of just weird little rotate around the cliffs, but then doubles back here. So they're spending a lot of time out here. A lot of time. Yeah, they did get 2 kill points, but now they're going to have to be dipping into their meds.
Oh, sure did. And worth mentioning that R15 were able to get the res onto Garena, so they are back up to 3 strong, even though they did lose Diablo in the process. So I guess the hope was maybe that that they could just get the res and then Diablo would just join them again eventually, but had to get involved in that fight. Meanwhile, Hags, they're going to be, are they waiting for this push from OG, or is OG trying to attack onto him? Doesn't really matter. Either way, they're going to be fighting right off the bat. God has already gone down, and now the push coming in from ISO SG as the shotgun in hand. The glue walls are coming down. Can they keep alive a little bit longer? OG is just getting ripped to shreds here. It looks like Hags will clean them up. OG Wipe Gang is donezo.
Yeah, and one thing that really stood out right there for me is that Hags, they kind of use those glue walls like you would grenades, and it's pretty smart because Hags, they threw the glue walls, and it separated the team of OG. It separates the squad mates from each other, and it definitely allowed Hags to kind of section off one enemy at a time. So that is kind of a big brain play right there for me, Poro.
Yeah, that was real clean from Hags, and it's definitely worth pointing out that team, you know, we've seen them. They've made it to late game so many times. We haven't really gotten to see them get involved in too many fights just yet, but that was they look very, very capable as they have 4 kills already, and will finish looting up before they make their way into the next zone.
Well, it's interesting to point out, too, because usually you see people use the glue walls to kind of protect themselves, right? Create that cover for themselves, more or less as a defensive mechanism. But for Hags, that was definitely like the aggressive offensive mechanism.
Yeah, they're trapping them.
They trapped them, sectioned them off, and took them out, and it looked really clean. So,
Sayas, you're in no man's land, my dude. He's gone down, and now the rest of the ZRJ holding it down inside the tower. But Bizarre knows exactly where they are. It looks like they're going to try to push up, just get in grenade range and try to drop a few down on their pumpkin heads. As we see Domadillo's keeping a close eye on Griffo.
By the way, anybody in chat, let me know. I'm thinking the Woodpecker is one of the best guns in the game. It has to.
You like it?
It's one of the best guns in the game. Let me know in the chat how you feel. But ZRJ, they got a duo up here in the guard tower. Talk about being pinned down, Poro. They nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
It ain't great. It ain't great at all. And look at this. Domadillo's going to try to push right in with the grenade. Or with the shotgun, actually. And fortunately, ZRJ will have that glue wall ready and waiting to go. They'll drop it down to make sure that they don't go down. Look at this Navy. Chris actually third-partying this, and now Adil and Laura both down as this is falling apart for Pizarro here. They just try to push this team in the tower, and they're down to 1. Domadillos is the last guy up.
Oh, no. Yeah, that third-party action. Oh, look who's strolling up. Big Drip. And not only that, Big Drip, Poro, they're back as 4. The whole team back up and at it.
The squad is in there. Montana, oh no! He had him dead to rights, but Domadillo's going to protect his teammate as Big Drip is dripping down onto the backs of Pizarro here. Pizarro down to 2 players. Look at this ZRJ. They still have their one guy, Griffo, who's holding down the fort. Tower defense in the most literal sense here. Look at Domadillos. We'll find the knock on the Domi.
They said, I don't want your drips on my back. Not today, right there with the one-tap dirt nap to the dome. Should be able to get the pickup. And that comeback mechanic, though, still really interesting to watch here in the group stages and kind of see these teams utilize that additional potential to just clutch it out and get some more points here if they play their cards right. I love it.
I mean, it's so game-changing. It allows you to be so much more aggressive in the early game. And try to go after this. But look at this, Hags and Davey squaring up right on top of each other. Sobri going to be doing some big damage. It looks like Navy down to just Luis and Alcalde. They can hear the grenade ticking here. The glue walls will come down to try to defend. Alcalde is going to try to join his teammate. Can't jump out the window, though, unfortunately. Luis on the hunt, trying to see if he can find any of these other boys. It looks like Hags, for the most part, inside the other building next door.
The third party.
Oh no, Alcalde.
This is insane out here on the east side of the zone. Yeah, you have the hard cover with these buildings, but the glue wall makes it near impossible to kind of work through over here. And Old Navy, they're finding out firsthand they're up against Hags, and 9D on the cliffs from above, trying to rain down some hellfire.
9D wanted to get involved, but R15 then third-party them from the higher ground. There's always somebody with higher ground, Dave. That's how it works. 9D will try to rain down a few grenades in there. Not going to find any joy, though. White has been taken down by Doba. So Club 9D for this third-party push, they're taking some big damage here. And look, Hags and Navy, they are dug in. They are fortified. This is going to be a lot more difficult to take care of than I think 9D really wants to take a piece of, but they've got to find their way in the circle.
Ooh, looks like Navy, they're actually going to be popping out their gopher holes out here.
There it is.
Yep, they're going to be popping out and immediately catching some bullets. I don't know if that was
one
the
of the
play,
knocks.
Poro. Yeah, I don't know if that was the play. They could have stayed in the compound, just kind of hunkered down like you said with Hags, but everybody getting a little antsy, a little nervous out here. Now 9D collapsing and pretty much taking the fight and winning this area for themselves against both teams.
Okay, clean from Club 9D. They took some damage from R15 in the process, but they end up taking down Navy and Hags. Will get control over that compound. Unfortunately for them, the circle does go the complete opposite direction. Nice. So they'll have to fight their way out once again. R15 knows exactly where they are. They have the high ground. R15 looking fantastic for the late game here. You can see the fight going on between SKB right now. Duro, the last one up, as Big Drip trying to survive, trying to get some more off of this, but Duro is able to reload and gets the win. He will get Cuba back up. But, oh, the grenade!
Got him! Yes, Prince! So good! Poro, those grenade lops are just so satisfying to watch, man.
Oh, my. Prince with the perfect timing. Just knew exactly what was going on, read the situation perfectly, got 2 kills for himself. Will end up getting taken out by a Bestia right now, but Club 9D trying to turn their attention over towards R15. R15 is taking 2 casualties. I believe they're just down to Bestia here as the glue walls are going down on the street. No Garena, I think, still alive, and no Garena bleeding out. And Griffo still alive for CRJ. Griffo is still in that tower. Remember, that tower tried to get pushed so long ago. Griffo still in there.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. And remember, Fuego, they got taken out early game. So we had that question. 9D, where you at? Well, 9D, look at this. 8 elim points. Still 4 up. This is their game to take that back on the graphic.
Oh, man. This is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, average placement points per game.
We were talking about it. What's the response going to be from Club 9D to know that they had 2 booyahs and they still had Fuego in first place just because of kill points? Well, this is a hell of a response from this squad. 4 live in beautiful position to get this win. They've got 2 solos, 2 snakes that they got to take care about. We'll see if Bestia and Griffo can maybe combine, maybe do a little action here to see if they can maybe take out some of these 9D guys, make it a little bit more of a fair fight.
Now, they do need to be careful, though, because we have been seeing a lot of those grenade launchers, right, come into play. 9D, they're really grouped up.
Bestia is down. It's down to just Griffo. We'll see how long he can hold out in the tower. He is not even trying to peek. He's got a few grenades he's going to show, but Steph Gray just going to push into him and finish him off. That's it. Club 9D, 4 games, 3 victories, 3 booyahs for Club 9D.
I feel like this is just Club 9D and everybody else, right? Like, this is Club 9D's group stages. At least stay number 1, and at least in these 2 groups that are playing here today. Like, can anybody respond, right? Like, yeah, Fuego, they can respond a little bit, but when we talk about consistency, at least so far, 3 that is definitely a statement here, Poro.
You know what? It's not even just a statement to this, it's a statement to teams in both of those other lobbies saying we are here and we are the team that you need to be worried about. Club 9D is just on everybody right now. 3 booyahs, and they're doing it with a nice little kill count to go along with it. I mean, we talked about Fuego in the lead. Most of that was 1 big game.
Kill points too, right? Kill points too. They had 1 game with 21 kill points. Really shot them up the overall leaderboards. But when we talk about booyahs, Club 9D, 3 And it's not like they get the booyah with like 1 or 2 kills either. Every single game when they get the booyah, they're hovering around 8, 9, or 10. So they are definitely active, right? They're not just kind of hiding in a compound. They're not just playing the zones, playing it nice and slow. Like, they are being active the whole game, throughout the whole game. So pretty impressive.
No, absolutely. I mean, they've been, as you said, they've been getting involved early and often, and I think that's something that that you can take. This is not the same Club 9D that we saw in Season 1. In the Season 1 Grand Finals, where they were very timid, almost, is what you could say. They didn't want to get involved in too many of these fights. But now it seems like they have taken the experience from that first season, and they have just absolutely built on it and found a play style that works really, really well for them. They're picking their fights very, very well. They're not getting involved in things where it seems like it's going to take too long, or they're going to get caught out or take severe risks of being third and fourth partied. They're keeping all their guys up until the late game. I don't think we've seen them have to go for any revives so far, but they've just got 4 up late game every single time, Dave.
Just doing a phenomenal job here. And R15, oh yeah, Grifo in the guard tower. Talk about placing points. Grifo either got third or second. It happened so quick, but regardless, that's 8 or 9 placing points just by being able to defend that guard tower. That is beautiful.
Just tower defense, man. And honestly, like, I got going back to the beginning of the day, I was going to say Pizarro was one of the teams that I really had my eyes on. I wanted to see how well they were going to perform, and oh man, that felt so bad for SKB right there.
I saw the look on their face. They were healing, and they heard the grenade, and they saw the grenade just land at their feet, and they're like, boom. It's like, boom. It's like, what do you do? Like, a grenade literally just gets lopped in front of your face while you're trying to reset after a team fight. There's nothing you can do. You know what's about to happen, and it happens.
Yeah.
Congrats to Prince for being aware in that situation and keeping tabs, right? Keeping tabs on their opponents, because they knew that it was 100% 2 players behind that.
Can we talk about 12 kills from Navy?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
12 kills?
Navy and both R15. Both those teams, they started the day really slow, kind of lackluster. And yeah, it's day 1. I get it, ladies and gentlemen. It's day 1, all right? They're getting their footing. They're getting their footing. But the point being, as the night has been progressing, both those teams have just been improving time and time every single game.
Absolutely.
Just doing a little bit better every single game, and that's what you want to see here.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about open qualifier teams. You can have a great open qualifiers run, but it's open qualifiers. It's a much different lobby once you get to these group stages. It's not going to be as easy as it was in the open qualifiers. But Navy, it looks like you said, they started off a little slow, kind of getting their feet wet a little bit, but now it looks like they have kind of fully figured out what they want to do. At least they're starting to play a lot more aggressive. You see, they're squaring up with IT Oficial right off the bat in these 2 fights. They are not afraid to push into these teams that have maybe more skins on the wall than they do. And there you go, Chris and Alcalde, 9 kills for the both of them right off of this one.
We talking about open qualifiers.
Talking about open qualifiers, Dave.
Talking about open qualifiers. No, we're talking about group stage now. Week 1, day 1. Club 9D sliding up there, casually just taking that first place spot after 3 booyahs with 68 total points. Right behind him, Fuego with 1 booyah, 34 kill points.
Jeez. Ain't nothing casual about 3 booyahs, Dave. I'll just tell you right now. That is sweaty right there. Club 9D, especially in 4 games. In 4 games, they've already got 3 booyahs, and now they take the lead. And again, you got Fuego in second place. We talked a little bit about Pizarro. They kind of went out a little bit, unfortunately, on that tower push last game, but they're still getting points every single game. They're still in third place, and now Navy's crept up to 4th. You love to see it.
What do you gotta do to get into Club 9D? That's the question. That's what I want to know.
Who's at the rope?
Who's the balancer? Like, how do you get into this club? Because that's the club I want to be in right now. you know it's a vibe. You know it's a vibe after 3 booyahs here. And not only that, like looking at the average kills, the average placement points, everybody on the team is putting in work here. It's not like it's just, one person doing the majority of the lifting. Everybody's doing their due.
If any, you got to give credit. I mean, look, hey, Johan got 3.5 average
He's
kills
up there
per game.
I'm saying every single
grinding.
game,
He's
though,
grinding.
every single game, every player is
yeah.
making moves, supporting each other, and just getting the job done.
Absolutely. I mean, if you got through 4 games and your average kills is above 1, I mean, you're vibing. You're doing pretty good for yourself, especially in this lobby. And you see their average placement is 3.5 with 3 booyahs. It's just nuts to me. I mean, it's that one game, man. That one game. That Wk1 was the one game that Club 9D just kind of found themselves in a bad spot. But there you go. Use your overall leaderboard. Club 9D, Fuego, Pizarra, and Navy has now made it into 4th place. Well, they are tied in total points with R15, but they've got a few more kills than them for the time being.
And I'm excited because I think 2 games ago I was talking about the ski lounge, the ski lodge, Purgatory. That's the map we're heading to right now. 2 more games to go. Ski lodge. We're talking about big chillin'. If there was a place that the club is at, the club is definitely at the ski lodge. It's either the ski lodge or the golf course, but personally, I think the ski lodge is where the real party's at. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, hey, that's we're going to the champagne room at the ski lodge in Club 9D. Maybe is your name
that
on
sounds
the
like
list,
a place
Dave?
I want to go. That
Is your
like
name on the list, Dave?
I don't know.
If my name's on the list. I gotta check. I gotta call my man. But hey, the bouncer is ready. He's gonna keep everybody from getting into Club 9D. But Club 9D is bouncing everybody out of this lobby so far. 3 wins on the day. Can they make it 4 in 5 games? We are heading over to Purgatory, Dave, for the final 2 games of the day.
Let's go, man. I get 4 games already, and they won 3.
4 games.
Let that sit in. They won 3 of the 4 games. That is something else for sure. As players going to be loaded up, getting ready to go for the final 2 games of day number 1 for these group stages, Poro.
Club 9D acting like this is they're treating this like an open qualifiers lobby. Like they're just rolling. It's crazy to see, and to be honest, it's like we were kind of talking about it. Like it's just been really good fight selection. Like they haven't, you haven't seen Club 9D outside of that one game where they went out early, and you haven't really seen them get third partied or take any bad fights really. It's been nothing but good stuff from them so far as we see SKB make their way across the river. So and more early game fighting.
Yeah, is right. Psych! We're heading back over to the casual vibes of the zip lines. This SKB. The zip lines are huge, though. I mean, you could cover so much terrain right there. But yeah, I'm really interested because who was in that fight? All I know is if I'm in a drop fight like this right off the rip, having that scythe, having that Mac 10, that's what you want to have right here.
Well, they're going to open things up. Hags will get the first blood on to Prince. Immediately gets the knock and the flush as Hags looks like they've at least found some weapons worth fighting with. Smith going to make sure that they're not getting hard pushed while Mario and Mio try to do a little bit more looting. It looks like they will try to dip on out of this, just make their way down the ski lodge. Hags, man, if you're gonna push this, man, you got to do it quickly.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to, right? They're trying to get into ski lodge. They're trying to get access to Club 9D. The bouncer. Looks like the bouncer's not on duty right here, but not about being on duty. Yep, Hags coming out on top so far. Let's see, can we get another one? I love it how Hags are kind of at the high ground here at the ski lodge, and they're just all working together as a team, as a unit. Love to see it.
Mario gonna land those shots though. He got knocked down to about half HP, but it trades it right back on ISO, and now Hags has to. Looks like they're rethinking this a little bit. You can see Sober going to pull back and go back to the top of the lodge here, but they've still got one guy down there a little bit low. Are they still?
Yeah, some
who is that? Yeah. Who is down there low? I guess it's got to be Edward. Is a little bit lower in the ski lodge, or no? It's Rivera still in there. Are they leaving that man, or is that just that might be a glitch?
Matrix.
An observer bug.
In the Matrix, of course. And, well, getting back into the game here. I'm looking at the map. Campsite, fields, there's just a ton of open terrain and a ton of areas, quite frankly, that nobody is currently holding down here. A lot of these teams are going to be out there on that west side. You got Quarry, you got Marble Works, you got the Crossroads. A lot of teams playing outer edge of circle number 1 right now.
Yeah. Slow going so far here in Purgatory. Worth noting, R15 way off to the north. They've got
Hey,
a
that's my
drop
name.
spot over there
That's
on the
your name.
island. Yeah.
What?
Hey,
Hey.
that's us.
Who?
You know it. Who dat? That us.
Who dat?
Yeah, this is kind of a surprisingly slow early game here. I mean, outside of Hags and Launu, you can see Mario still see Rivera was in there. His teammates dipped and kind of left him here. And okay, there you go. They've actually wrapped around the low side, is what it looks like. They got the res on their fallen guy. They came back, wrapped around on the low side, and somehow Mario is still here. Mario has not been able to leave the spot he's in. They have just been camping this poor man this entire time.
Yeah, and what's even kind of more BM is that there's first aid right in front of Mario, but they just can't risk getting it. And
There it
Mario,
is.
yep, collapsed from both the high and the low ground right here. And 3 kills from Hags. Yeah? What? Oh,
We
you're
hit him
singing.
with the Mario. We hit him with the
Yeah.
Mario. Mario went
Got
down. I got you. I'm sorry. That's what I see on Boomer game references. What are we doing, OG? We're way out in the blue here. Or way out about Marble Works. I think they saw SKB and they decided to just continue to wrap around to the north. They can do that. They got plenty of time. They're going to loot up a little bit more, take their time getting on in. OG doing the same thing. Or actually, no, we were looking at OG. I was talking about SKB. But yeah, look, it's just been surprisingly slow for Purgatory. As outside of that one fight, there really hadn't been much going on.
Nice big map. A lot of land to work with here. Now, Fuego, we can see on the map down there in the south, they might be rolling up behind 9D. So everybody that's antsy looking for some action, maybe some action happening there. Maybe some action happening with Hags versus Big Drip out there on the east side too. So couple areas of the map to pay attention to here for them.
Yeah, Fuego and Club 9D is what I got my eyes on right now, but you also got to worry about Hags here as they're running into Big Drip on the north side, or is that's not even on the north side, that's on
East side.
The east side. There's Drip has the hard cover here. They'll try to take Hags by surprise, do a little bit of damage, but not much. Rivera and Sober are still able to get up onto the building. Domi, you can see trying to play the outside, but Sober are ready for it, but it doesn't matter. Sober had the shotty and he loses that fight. And now Edward all by himself on an island here. He's going to try to trade it back. He does find Domi, but he is very, very low. Rivera very low as well, as ISO going to try to provide some support from range. Big Drip still there, and they'll find him.
Yeah, okay. So Edward actually coming out on top there. Fortunate for them.
Edward
Fortunate
with
for them.
5.
Yeah, I feel like Edward almost missed the opportunity for a second, kind of letting 2 of their teammates kind of take the bullets for him, but it actually worked down their favor, and well, they are going to get the pickups here. And Fuego, over here, the other fight down here to the south up against 9D. This is a huge fight for him.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, hey, there was a reason we were trying to keep our eyes on this one. This is our 2 top teams in the lobby so far. Fuego down 1 into, as Scott will try to take the fight over to Shakal. The time turner will come down. Shakal will be able to get on out for right now. Club 9D trying to reset here a little bit as Into has been res. Calvin and Scott, no! Shakal! You're nuts!
Was that just 2? Was that just 2?
Easy 2-piece.
Oh no, is it going to be 3?
And he's the last one up. He's the last one up here. Oh, he'll get taken by surprise here just a little bit. Tries to drop the blue walls. It's not enough. Into will finish him off. But Fuego, Calvin and Scott, these are your fraggers, man. How do you let them lose that 1v2 against Shakal? The man is insane.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, though, Boro, in all fairness, they did kind of face check of Mag 7. A shot.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You know, there's a guy there in the closet with the shotgun, and he kind of walked into it. But regardless, that's 2.
Yeah.
You know, that was impressive. Almost 3. Almost 3 right there for 9D.
And you know, Fuego they're going to get away with it too, because he saw there in the feed there they get the reses back on the Calvin and Scott. So you know, no harm, no foul, essentially for that that face check push there for Fuego. So they get all 4 back up. They have the south side. They do have to cross the river though, as the circle has cut north. But there should be a little bit of spot for him there, as we see Laonu trying to hide inside these crates. Should be able to get the res on the Prince, but you can hear bullets just whizzing by as IT Aficiologist raining it down on him.
Yeah, and what also is kind of cool, kind of bigger picture-wise, is that now this game, Fuego have the opportunity of taking back that first place spot. So we'll keep tabs on that, because right now, Navy pushing SKB.
Oh, and the grenades are coming through. Navy is landing everything where they need to, and there you go. Chris will get the credit for it all as SKB gets cleaned up. But look at this. Bizarre coming over the top of the hill, and now Navy has to reset. Chris immediately gets taken out by Domadios, and now Navy kind of has to, they got the glue walls down to try to trade back as they try to regain control over the top of that hill. There's still a lot of glue walls to hide behind here, Dave, but Bizarre is ready to go.
Yeah, Chris, definitely a key player right there to try to keep alive from Navy, especially after the last push was the first one taken out here. And PSC, they're going to be collapsing. Just the mayhem up close and personal. The glue walls blocking them. The Mag 7s once again playing a crucial role in the close combat quarters. The fights, the face checks. PSC coming out on top right here.
And that's good news for PSC, is they have been kind of relying on these kill counts. You know, they've been pretty steady. They haven't popped off in the way that Fuego and Club 9D have, but they've been consistently finding late game, finding a nice little stack of kill points to go for themselves. Oh, no, fear.
Dude.
Just dropped.
Yeah, you got to be aware, right? But yeah, I agree with you. PSC maintaining, right? They've just been maintaining all evening long. And they're up there at the top when we look at the overall leaderboard. So this could be their game, right? With 9D already out, their only real other opponent on the overall leaderboard is Fuego, who got all 4 up once again. So keep tabs on the kill feed for those 2 teams.
Hags, we saw them just a second ago. Already 8 kills in the bag. It looks like they're going to try to shoot some bullets into the back of R15. Arena and Bestia a little bit low, and they're trying to make their way to the other side here of Forge, but they need to be careful. I mean, they've got the blue right at their backs there. Look at an OG already there as well. That might be free kills for R15. In fact, it will be. Payne will go down. God knocked extremely low, but it looks like they'll be able to dip on out of this, keep 2 alive. But where do you go? The south side isn't exactly safe either, as you're pushing right into Fuego.
Talk about just sending it right there. Oh, no. I think, are they still alive? Yes, still alive. Very low, but they heard it. They saw it. They recognized it. There's going to be Fuego looking for an additional kill point here.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I mean, he knows there's a guy right next to him, doesn't he?
Oh, you see him now. If you did it, now you do.
That's a bad feeling when you're scoped in, looking down the range, and all of a sudden you see a guy right in front of you that's in extra close vision. And look at that, Fuego gets taken out. So Pizarro now has 5 kills, and it's kind of opened up a little bit for these teams that are chasing on the leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely Pizarro's opportunity here that we were just kind of talking about with 9D and both Fuego out. Pizarro have been consistent, maintaining, but no booyahs. So let's see what they can do here. Already 6 kills. Doing pretty good. Wrapping around the edge of the blue on that east side.
It looks like they've got Garina. Yep, he's going to go down, and that's going to be R15 taken out of the lobby as Pizarro now with 7 kills. Perfectly set up for a nice win here. But again, there's still quite a few teams left. The circle is just off to their west. Launu is beautifully set up in campsite right now. We'll see how hard they can hold it. And you got to worry about Hags as well. It's kind of rotating down to the side. As you see on the mini map just off to the east, Hags kind of pulling down here. Let's see if Pizarro can take care of Laonu, but they are set up. They are ready to go.
Let's see, this is an important push here from PSE, but like you mentioned, Hag's going to be right behind them. Mario with the max 10, go for that spray down, whiffing a couple bullets, not really applying as much damage as they would have wanted to here, but they are in the thick of it here, Poro.
Indeed they are. Pizarro gets that opening knock. They got one down for Laonu. Smith has been taken down, but Prince still alive. Mario and Mio also trying to get involved. The grenades are coming through. West B will get taken down from PSE as the push comes through. The time turners are down. Glue walls are dropped. Look at this Jam trying to escape. He's going to pull out that nade launcher. I don't know if you want to use that at close range. Diaz is down. Adil's down. Jam is the last one up. And look at this. He is trying to see if he can spot out anybody, but Laonu is holding strong while this is going on. It looks like Hag's starting to try to creep down in this area as well, but the rest of the teams that are playing the edge still just hanging out there.
Yeah, and not only that, you got Prince kind of just sneaking around with the ghillie bush, trying to catch Jam off guard, but here comes another pull-up here, Poro. Another team looking to get involved here.
You got
crates. That's going to be IT pulling up here.
You got to do it. IT Official, they know that their north side is clear, so they just going to pull down, play it from the north side of this campsite. Not finding anything just yet, but they're not overstepping. Laonu get 4 back up as they are able to res their knock teammate. Mio will find Griffo from ZRJ as ZRJ try to play this from range, but you see IT Official, they have got a nice little angle on this. They're going to find Ciaz, and that's that grenade launcher down. That's huge.
Just both teams, right? Just cover fire. Anybody
Smith
on the
just
edge.
dropping in. Oh my
Dropping
goodness.
in hot. Dropping in hot. Hag's playing this one really slow too. Kind of being undetected out there on that east side. Really smart move.
I was gonna say I really like the way Hags is playing that. They kind of know that it's gonna be a rough rotation to get into here, especially with IT Official covering that north side. But IT Official gonna take care of ZRJ from range. Hags waiting for the right moment to push in. It looks like they may have found it, and they're just. I gotta figure Hags down to 3 players. They want to be a team that's doing the third partying. They don't want to get involved until they absolutely have to. And looks like Milo tried to pin them down. May have gotten one of them. Hags might be down to 2 here.
Got the MAC-10. Got the shotgun. Up close. In the crates here. They are ready to go. 3 teams. Hags on the outskirts. Now throwing in some grenades.
Oh,
IT.
Edward. Oh, the grenades are huge from Hags. As there you go, Milo was going to get the triple kill. IT Official has been taken down. Laonu still have 4 up. They're still pushing in. You can see Petrona actually still alive for IT Official. As looks like Hags is going to be the next target for Mio. He's pushing forward with that scythe, not going to find anything. Look at this Prince holding that high ground from range. He's got to be careful. There's not really any cover out there as Mio's trying to push in with this shotgun, and he's doing his best, but the glue wall is going to come down. He will get it. Edward goes down. Mio, can he get another one, or is he going to get taken down? He gets out of there. He's safe.
Prince with the DSS playing a crucial role, kind of making sure that their teammates have the room to make these maneuvers over here.
Oh, Babino! That was it. That was it. Babino tried to hold off. They were trying to go for the res, but IT Official will get the win. Actually, no, it's a Laonu. I'm sorry. I got so confused there at the end there. It was IT Official trying to hold off, but Laonu gets the win. They held off all attackers to the campsite, and they even... Dave, how did they manage to get a res in the final circle? The man dropped down, and there's like 5 teams all looking in. He drops down on the campsite. He's still able to get in there. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting with the group stages is that now if you are in game, you definitely have to pay attention to not only like your surroundings on the ground level, but also up in the sky just in case somebody is dropping in. But I really want to give it to Prince here this last game because we saw Prince with the VSS on the outskirts kind of playing that overwatch position, and I think they played a crucial role because that angle kind of allowed their teammates to move around so freely because they knew that Prince was playing that overlook, making sure that nobody would pop up behind them right there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, putting Prince in that spot, it doesn't even matter if Prince takes a single shot. It's just the fact that every other team knows he's there and has that line of sight. But not even just the damage that Prince could do from that position, but just moreover the amount of information that he could feed to his team and let them know where these guys are was absolutely huge. As we see our highlights from that last game, it started early in the ski lodge, and then it just kept on going from there, Dave. It was bloody and violent.
Big drip. If I'm not mistaken, we're one of these teams at the bottom of the leaderboard, so for them to be in here, you don't want to walk in the closet against a shotgun. But big drip, get some big kills here this game. Exactly what you want to see.
Oh, they needed it too. I mean, look, hey, even if you're not having necessarily the best first day, you can still get more kills, add to your point total, try to come up with a few more points before the end of the day. We do have one game left, one game remaining, as we see them, man, get picked right out of that drop top. You don't want to be cruising in the drop right past those guys.
That's a fact. And these create such an interesting kind of end zone here.
Oh,
we got
great.
the blue walls, but then all these crates, all that additional kind of maze kind of cover. You never know who might be around what corner, and you have to assume right when you pop that corner, they're going to be ready to shoot you. And that's why we saw a lot of these players kind of jumping around, leapfrogging, making sure not to just blindly walk around a corner, or at least kind of eliminate those sight lines on the heads. But here you go. IT official, second place Hacks, third place OG Wipe Gang. Okay, some placement points here. That's pretty solid.
We take placement points.
We
Placement points count. We like those. But Hags with 11 kills. But yeah, kind of going back to what you say, I think that was probably one of the more interesting end games we've seen, just for the fact that when you're in crates, those grenades, not as big of an issue. You can't just kind of blindly throw grenades into crates and hope to hit. It's a lot easier to kind of defend against that. And I think Laonu kind of knew that and played to that. They also did a really good job of trying to make sure that nobody was able to really push them from the edge. I mean, you saw them. IT official was able to come in from the north side, but that was really that was when Laona was down to 3 guys. They were waiting on their revive to come through, but they held down the south side. They held down that one spot, that corner, let IT official have the north side, let them deal with Hags as they were coming through. So really really well played by Laonu in the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a fact, right? Too many nooks and crannies for the grenades to really have an impact here. And Hags, Edward, we kind of talked about him in that late game, how
popped off, man.
They were popping off, but they were also playing really slow and steady. It's playing slow and steady, letting their backs be against that blue as it slowly closed in. And they, at least what I saw, they tried to make sure that every single move that they made in that late game was a planned move. It wasn't just like, hey, we got to push, we got to go, zone and just kind of head off a swivel, or a chicken without a head, I guess is the term. That wasn't them, that game, right? No. They played nice and slow, and once when, I believe, IT in the crates, once when IT started taking some shots and getting into a fight, that's when Hags decided, okay, now's our chance to move. The team is busy. They're looking in the opposite direction. Yeah, they might know we're here, but they don't have the resources to pay attention to us. And that was the play, right? Hags showing up in that late game, playing nice and slow. Fifth place right now. Really impressive for a team coming from the opens.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we're seeing a lot of kind of up and down and rearranging around this leaderboard. I mean, outside of Club 9D and Fuego, who've definitely stood apart from the rest of the teams in here, it's been close. I mean, it's close. Look at that. OG Wipe Gang in 11th still has 31 points. I mean, that's one game out of 4th. Like, these guys are balling out here today, and you can see that even the teams that have come up from these open qualifiers are definitely fit into this lobby.
PSE, 3rd place. We talked about them just maintaining, right? Not really having like that insane pop off. Yeah, 21 kills. Of course, that's going to feel and look really good. But at the end of the day, if you're 3rd place, you're 3rd place, right?
Yeah.
And the goal here at the end of 4 weeks, top 8. Right, top 8 goes to those those grand finals, and the grand finals is where all that cash money, that prize pool is going to be at here. So they are doing a fine job, a swell job. But Club 9D, those 3 booyahs, they got taken out really early on this game, Poro. But those
They sure
3
did.
booyahs just keeping them up there in that first place spot.
Absolutely. So, I mean, kind of the same bit with Fuego, isn't it? I mean, look, if you're Pizarro and you're looking at, you're in third place, but hey, you're what, 7 points out of second, 15 points out of first? That's one game. That's one game's good performance from Pizarro, and they're right back in the top of the leaderboard. So you have to be happy about that performance if you're in third place, if you're Pizarro. But we do have one game remaining, Dave. Game 6. I got to tell you, Game 6 in these things is always wild. It's absolutely nuts. Everybody trying to go for whatever points they could possibly get, and it leads to some crazy, crazy things happening.
I'm kind of rooting for Big Drip all the way at the bottom. I think this has to be their game that they try to come back and get a nice amount of points.
Get something.
Get something, yeah, exactly, because the next stage is going to be new groups, right? And you don't want to get kind of bumped down to the lower brackets even further with that in mind. So, yeah, game number 6, whatever you did in those first 5 games, it's okay. Forget about it. Relax.
Absolutely.
But come into this game and just try your best to pop off and finish the night on a high note here, Poro.
Absolutely. You got time. You know, even after the day is over, you still got time. You still got a couple more days of groups to play. You can catch up and kind of reset from a bad day. But if you can find a way to get yourself a nice little stack of points here in the final game, that'll make that reset a lot easier, as we see OG and R15 already squaring up over here on the island. Feverful going to take some big shots with that AK. Not going to land any knocks just yet, but he does do some decent damage on the Beastia.
Yeah, what a random, like, kind of early game team fight spot. A little island all the way up here in the north. Yeah, it's got the high tier loot here, but R15 are going to be in the compound. You got OG on the outskirts now. One thing that really concerns me, as we can see the mini map, you got a team that might third
Big
party.
Drip, baby.
Big Drip.
Big Drip.
Exactly. If Big Drip can hear these shots and they can recognize, hey, we got 2 teams over here, fellas. Let's make a move. Let's make a play. I feel like this is their opportunity, Poro.
I'm telling you, I 100% agree. I think this is a perfect opportunity here for Big Drip to maybe do a little bit of third partying. They have to know that this fight is going on onto the island. It looks like they're looting up. They're trying to see if they can get themselves something, and they're just going to listen to these gunshots, keep an eye on that kill feed, and get ready for things here. The circle does pop. It is going to go hard south, so we are going to get that full southern island involved here. But so far, OG, now, look at this. R15 was completely pinned down, but they are trading back here. Payne has gone down for OG. We'll get res, though.
Oh, no. Payne, don't pop your head. Don't pop your head. Payne looking for a heal, but once when Payne pops a head, look at the angle, Poro. With the sniper. Oh, no. Oh, no.
R15 going to try to use that. Oh, they're trying to use that opportunity to make the move. God going to take some big shots down, do some damage. Feverful going to reposition. We'll take half his health in the process. God trying to lay some big shots down with that LMG. We'll see him. But look at this, Garena. What a dirty angle from Garena. They sent all of R15, left Garena behind, and Garena will find God and take the get the most of the damage in. We'll get the knock. God will get res, but Feverful now has gone down, and things are falling apart quickly here for OG.
Oof, yeah. Hey, where's my team? Big Drip, though. Where's Big Drip? This is your moment
coming.
to shine. Oh, they're coming.
They're coming.
Okay, let's go. R15 going to be breaching the compound right here. Still 4 up. OG on the outskirts. Trying to make a move, but looking really unorganized here, Poro.
They sure are. You can see the kill feed. Pizard is finding ZRJ as well. So fights going on other places around the map here. Big Drip has been spotted out. Garena going to be doing some big damage onto Luffy. A few shots coming through. And look at that. Darylin will find the knock onto Garena. Payne going to try to escape. Actually, all of OG trying to escape here as Garena will get res. Big Drip going to hold down the gatekeep right now. They can't really push too aggressively with that water. They have to be a little bit careful there. And Doba will find the knock on Adomi. And now Big Drip is behind the ball here.
What an interesting kind of turn of events. And to kind of add injury to insult here, this fight all the way up in the north, so far from the zone. The zone,
So far.
the zone going all the way down there to the south, of course, right? The zone's like, oh, you want to fight up there? Fine. You do that, but hey, I'm going to be down here. And Porter, hold on. I got a little update. Last game in the chat, help Mustache Dave. Is the Woodpecker the best gun in the game? 63% said, yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to you in the chat.
63% is a lot. That's a very
more than
large
50.
amount there.
It's more
than 50. It's like 13% more than 50% here. As we see, Big Drip actually going to take another knock there from R15. It's R15, man. They kept 4 up. They won that island. OG still has 3 alive. They are a little bit separated there as Payne has had to wrap around the east side. Meanwhile, IT Official going to be scrapping with Club 9D. This is down on that southern island. Nobody really near them just yet, but Fuego is just off to the west and central, and they could creep over here at any time.
I really do like the spread coming out from 9D, right? I like how they're separating and kind of surrounding IT. I like it a lot. I want to see what they can do with it, though. IT, once again, crates. One of the main stories here on this map. Going to be using these crates for cover as 9D slowly pushing up.
Well, the thing for both of these teams is, I mean, they're pretty much dead center circle, right? So they don't have to worry about moving. They can take their time with this and not get too overly aggressive. There's nobody third partying just yet. They've got all the time in the world to just play this out as slow as they'd like. And you can see they're doing a little third part TPP look in here to make sure that nobody's pushing in. The grenade going to fall a little bit short there. But look at that. And White will find the opening knock on a Patrona here, as now Shackle will try to get the return favor. The shotguns are out. The push coming through from IT Official. And just like that, they didn't have to do it, Dave, but they did.
Wow. Yeah, and not only that, something else that was kind of interesting is that there's like a nice little valley between the two teams and the hard covers that they're holding down. The Death Valley, I'm going to call it. Just open terrain, but somehow 9D were able to avoid the sightline still. Even though they were exposed, they were able to avoid it.
Yeah.
They didn't lose nobody, right? They didn't lose
nobody. Not a single knock.
This is the number 1 team in the lobby for a reason.
That was... I got to say, that was surprising from IT Official. I mean, that's a team that I feel thrives on aggressive early game play. And I guess that just wasn't the fight for them, man. They tried to go for the push when they didn't necessarily have to, and end up paying the price. Meanwhile, Navy now going to be trading shots with Pizarro here. Pizarro will take the knock, will get the res, but it gets a re-knocked immediately. But Chris Ramon both down as Navy. Oh no, this is going not the way they expected as they pull in and they try to get some more knocks here, but the glue wall's preventing everything. They will try to get the res onto Ramon, get this back up to 4v4, but look at this, Pizarro. They are low, but they are pushing.
They are also surrounding them. Yep, pinching them down between those glue walls. Doesn't matter if you're a bush. A bush right here.
Bush life.
The bush life, yeah, kind of sticking out. And you got to do what you got to do, but they just not working out, and that's going to be the last game for them. So IT, Navy, and ZRJ, 3 teams here in the final matchup tonight. Booking that ticket. They're done for the night here. Thanks for playing day number 1. Now, kind of looking at this game, we have PSE, we got Club 9D, and Fuego. All 3 teams, the 3 heavy hitters, the top 3 on the overall leaderboard. Of course, Oro, still alive.
Yeah.
Still alive with 4 up as well.
Yeah, not surprising, as Fuego is just kind of taking these Riverside position. We've seen so many teams will try to take this spot early and just kind of camp it out and take shots at everything. Anytime you see these circles that cut this far down south, it seems like the river gets so much love as far as late game circles go. So Fuego trying to play those numbers in their advantage here as we check in with R15. Moving through the north side of the circle. They do have Big Drip just off to the south. It looks like they spotted them.
Let's see what's going to happen. And Big Drip, they already lost 1 in the middle of the road as they did look to rotate and kind of get into this zone. And just out of those 3 teams, though, just real quick, out of those 3 teams that we talked about, Club 9D, PSE, I want to say Club 9D definitely in the best position. As
Mhm.
you mentioned the zone, you mentioned kind of that water being a main feature, cutting this circle right in half. Club 9D, they're going to be down there in Lumber Mill, and pretty much nobody's going to be near them for the time being. So they have a lot of room to work with, and if this next circle favors them once again, they don't need to move at all, Poro. And
Yeah.
I'm pointing this out because if it does favor them, they might be looking at another booyah. They just might.
We get 4 in one day. I don't know if that's it. I can't remember the last time that's been done. I think it has been, but it's been a while. I'd have to remember that one. But Club 9D. I think the other important fact is, like you mentioned, they have that lumber mill position, but they just spread out real wide off to the west. I think they are they know that they are by themselves. They know that their south side is completely clear. They know that they have the entire game going on to their north. So as long as they keep track of their edges, they should be good going forward here. As we check in with R15, they're going to be trading these shots with Hags. No knocks coming through just yet, but it's like R15 really wants to finish these guys off.
I like that, kind of boosting your teammate, kind of get those additional sight lines over the glue wall.
Yeah.
So the next zone, it did pop. Just an update, still 50-50, of course. Lumber Mill still in play, though.
That is a rough circle. It seems like we always get that 50-50 circle with the river right in the middle, man. It loves it. As Pizarro is going to push into OG, you can get the eagle eye view, and it looks like Pizarro is going to win that when they'll keep all 4 alive as well. And they had 8 kills, if I'm not mistaken. I think they might be sitting on 12 at this point now, as R15 finally has had enough of Hags just hiding out in here. They're going to try to go for the push, but it's not going great. They've already lost 2. Bestia will find Rivera, but now it's just down to Garena. Garena trying to come in late. He's got the glue wall support. He's going to try to work around it, but look at the push from Hags. They want to finish him off, but Edward will go down to Garena. He's still alive, but they find him in the end. Hags will win the team fight.
Gotta give it to Bestia, though. Still able to at least get some damage on the board. Kind of popping up as that bush from behind. But look at this, Fuego! Taking out SKB, I do believe, was the team that they were able to
sure was.
take them out. And this is not in the next zone, though, to kind of point out. So talking about the zone, Club 9D down there in the south, I wouldn't be surprised if Fuego kind of wrap around that southern area, possibly, and clash with Club 9D. They're arch enemies here very shortly.
Right out the bat, you see 12 kills for PSE as they push into Hags. They got the opening knock. They try to push on it. They get the re-knock onto Rivera. You can see Salbury is very low. He's going to go down to another grenade from Ideal as PSE is just grenading these guys to within an inch of their life. They finish off the kills. Hags trying to escape. Edward's going to get spotted out by West, and now is down to 1 for Hags. He'll try to do it, but he won't be able to. PSE, 16 kills. Is this the game, Dave? We've been talking about it. They've been so consistent, so good, but they have yet to have that pop-off game. It looks like we found it.
Yeah. Where are you running, by the way? Where are you running? You might as well stick around and go for that fight. But PSC, they're going to be up here. The only team, Poro, on the north side of this circle. Remember that water kind of cutting it in half, and we got 5 teams, so that means the other 4 teams are going to be down here in the south. And PSC, I know we talked about 9D, but PSC, this is looking like their game because now 9D are in a fight with Fuego and Big Drip.
Oh, they sure are. And the circle has popped and it goes to the river once again. So this fight is going to have to play out. It's like Calvin, Scott actually going to get another kill. So that's 6 kills now for Fuego. But you got to imagine Club 9D would love to take these guys out. They would love to finish this off. Shakal will try to take the sneaky spot. We'll get spotted out, have to drop the glue wall, stay alive a little bit longer. Scott trying to push in with that shot.
Scott!
He's going to find him. Oh, he gets him on the drop shot. Into gets traded down, though. Shakal is trying to peek this onto Scott, but he can't do it. And there you go. Fuego is, I mean, they're just dominating him right now. I think Club 9, is that the last one? Yeah, Club 9D is done.
So it's going to be a little spicy here, all right? Club 9D,
yeah.
Club 9D, they're great at getting the booyahs, right? They're phenomenal with that. But when we're talking team fights, I think Fuego takes that there. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. They're just more kind of well-oiled, in my opinion. Their communication just looks a little more on point in those high combat situations. So still
looking real
great
clean.
night for him. Great night for Club 9D.
Looking real clean. Club 9D is out, but I gotta tell you, man, Ken Pizarro in the last game of the day, can they make a run? Can they take first place? They've got 18 kills. They are trying to push into Laonu, but Laonu is not going down without a fight, and they're going to take out all of them. This was always going to be a tough push for Pizarro, and they end up going down. Is Scott actually going to be stealing it away from range? Audio, the last one up. He's going to find Mario. He's got the grenade launcher in hand. He's going to find Prince. Can he get another one? Mio's trying to push it with the scythe, and they will get it. It's actually going to be Calvin from Fuego. Saves Laonu, and now they could try to get these reses, try to stay alive a little bit longer while the push comes in from Fuego, but it looks like Laonu might be perfectly set for this win.
Oh, man. Fuego across the water, they're just applying so much pressure, so much damage with those explosions across the way. 12 kills. Now Scott.
How's this man surfing across the river?
Surfing! Talk about big chillin'.
He's swag surfing across the river, coming to try to get this win. He's going to find Mario, gets the re-knock onto him immediately. Prince tries to get some damage down, does land a couple of shots, but Scott being over here is allowing his team to make their way across the river as well. Is Fuego going to get their second win of the day? They've got 12 kills. They've got Laonu pressed up against the glue walls. Mio has gone down. Mario's gone down. Smith has gone down. It's down to just Prince as Scott tries to go in and get it. And he will. Fuego gets their second booyah of the night.
So, Scott swag surfing across the water, top play, right? That or Prince with the long range grenade for two points in the glue walls about 2 games ago. Those had to have been the top two plays of today for me. But Fuego, booyah, let's go, booyah, let's go. They had to take out Club 9D. As well, right for fight. So it's not like they got that booyah fee. They had to go against first place in the lobby, and not only that, then the 3rd place and the 4th place. So they took out all the top squads here this last game.
I mean, I think Fuego was looking at this and they said, "Look, we heard those casters talking and saying that that we're in our leaderboard position because of one good game. That's not true. We're gonna have 2 good games." 2 good games, and then we're going to absolutely ball out. But look, man, they've been playing so hyper-aggressively this whole time. It's been very feast or famine, essentially. But, it's when it's been feasting, man, the feasting's been real good. They're eating. They are eating, Dave. And, I mean, this last game, once again, just the same thing.
Some shrimp cocktail, I guess, if we're going to stay on theme after that last game with Scott. But you pointed it out too, Poro. Like, I know we're kind of joking about how clean Scott made that look, but Scott's role, critical.
That was huge.
Huge, because Scott was able to get right in the thick of it and hold down the attention, right? Keep the attention, all eyes on Scott, and that allowed his teammates to make their way across that channel at the end, and that had to bend the game-winning play right there. Scott allowing time and room for their teammates to pull up right behind for free and provide that much needed support.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole reason that Scott was able to get over there in the first place is because he had his team on his back that was just hard peeking Laonu from every angle. They said, Scott's going to try to make the play, cover him until he gets over there. Scott, once he got over there, he did his work. He did the job. He got all the attention on him to let the rest of his team come over. So it was just great teamwork all the way around there for Fuego, and that's something that we've come to expect from this squad, at least through this first day.
Teamwork and just communication, right? Like, your team has to have communication just down back to even pull something like that off. And real quick about Big Drip. Luffy, we saw right there, almost dying. Luffy, I think, got a 3rd or 4th place this game. So we talked about Big Drip looking for some big points. I don't know how many kills they got, but a 4th place, 7 points. I'll take that.
You take that.
I'll take that.
You take that. Look at this. The man, just Batman dropping on him. As yep, there you go. And this was the victory here at the end. As Laonu tried everything they could, man. But what do you do? What do you do? I mean, they knew that Scott was pushing, right? They tried to get the angle on him. They tried to prevent it, but they just couldn't do it because the pressure from Fuego from the other side of the river was so damn strong. But La ONU, you got to give them credit here. They're the ones that took out Pizarro. And again, all credit to Pizarro with 16 kills in this final game. I mean, that is a hell of a jump up for them. If it had not been for Fuego popping off, Pizarro might be in first place at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was pretty much one team in the north versus one team in the south, with that water still just being in the end game, right? And it looks like Luffy was able to get Big Drip a third place. So not a fourth place, but a third place. 8 points. No kills. So just moving forward, if I am Big Drip, it's going to be something that as a team you might want to work on. You know, get a couple kill points to balance it out a little more. But at the end of the day, if you could get these consistent placement points, you're still doing something right.
Absolutely. I mean, look, you need to get to the late game. If you can get to the late game and just get a few kills along the way, I mean, look, Big Drip belongs in this lobby, right? They are. We've seen them getting involved in fights. They look confident. They look like they are an opens team that's kind of figuring their way out in this. Yeah. More intense lobby, and that's fine. That's something that you expect, right? You're learning from every game that you play. So now that they've got 6 games down, 6 games in the book, I'd love to see them come back next time with a little bit of a different plan for how they want to proceed. Hopefully they come in with a little bit more confidence, man. Just go in there. You can fight with these guys. You can scrap. You can take these kills. So love to see it. But so far today, man, it has been look. We talk about Fuego, we talk about Club 9D, you talk about Pizarro. Obviously, that's got to be the 3 biggest teams in the lobby. But all the rest of the way down the leaderboard, Dave, all of these teams had high points.
Yeah. What stands out to me, Fuego, right?
Sure.
54 kill points, all right? And
nuts.
I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the total points that the teams in that mid-pack have. They have more kill points than everybody, I think, what is that? Yeah. 6th place on down. They have more kill points than 6th place on down. And 6th place on down, those are both points combined. Those are kills and placement points. So the fact that Fuego have that many kill points, it tells you something, bro. And you know
those
what
boys were on one. What's it tell you? What's it tell you? What's it tell you?
They're gaming. They're gaming here tonight.
Gaming?
They're gaming. That's gaming.
Okay.
That's gaming. If that's not gaming, I don't know what is.
Look, go out there, get your kill points, get whatever you got to. You get 2 booyahs to go along with it. I love the style of play that Fuego is playing. It's very, very aggressive. And let's be honest, it's not always going to work in every lobby. But in this particular lobby here tonight, it worked a treat. They got 54 kills, 2 booyahs, 90 points in first place. They are sitting real nice after one day of play. Club 9D, you got to give them all the credit in the world as well. 3 booyahs. Worst setup possibly for 4, Dave, had it not been for Fuego.
They would have probably gotten 4 if they let us in the club, right? That's the problem. They didn't let us in the club, dude. So we
put
had
a name on the list, man.
They didn't let us in the club. And to kind of one last point about the Fuego and their kill points. I think what's going on with that team, yeah, they're good. Yeah, team communication's on point. But I think they have the formula figured out where in group stages, you can afford to risk a lot more because of that comeback mechanic. And they're taking advantage of it, right? They're taking advantage of it. I hope other teams realize, like, hey, as long as we try to at least keep that insurance policy alive, if things don't go our way, get the team back up, we're right back in it. So you can take a lot more risk if you play with that in mind. And I think that's exactly what Fuego have been doing here all night long.
And I think a lot of teams could probably take a lesson from that too. I mean, look, the revive mechanic being in comp play has not been around very long at all. I mean, we're just now bringing it in for group stages because it's been brought in overall. So I think a lot of the teams are still kind of getting their head around how to work around that, how to change up their play style. I mean, you've been playing in one particular comp play style for so long now that you've got to completely alter your perception of the lobby now that you know that you can get those revives. So I think Fuego in Club 9D, two teams that have been kind of real quick to adapt to that change. I think a lot of these other teams will catch up eventually, but the question is, can you catch up quickly enough to get into these grand finals here?
Yeah, and I definitely think it's a good thing too, right? Like, I'm all for it. I think it encourages just overall more fights throughout the game, right? And yeah, I think with Fuego with 54 kill points, they definitely understand the formula. I'm hoping that these teams in that mid to bottom half of today's leaderboard get it. And not only that, the two groups that didn't play here tonight, you have to assume they got that notepad and they're just taking notes and like, okay, this is looking pretty good. So tomorrow night, I expect more teams to be a little more aggressive, actually, with that in mind.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow you got B versus C, so you're going to be seeing IA Esports. I'm sorry, B versus D, rather. B versus D. We had AC tonight, BD tomorrow night. So all those teams on the right side of your screen, you're going to be seeing tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely insane. And I think you're absolutely right, Dave. I think that these teams had to be looking at here tonight, seeing how that revive mechanic has been such a big influential player, and seeing, you got to be going back and writing in your notes, okay, like, look, we need to be more aggressive because other teams are going to be more aggressive to us because of that mechanic. They have that bailout mechanic essentially. So if you don't do it, somebody else is going to. So you might as well be the one to do it. Get your points now while you can.
Yeah, if you don't do it, Fuego, they're going to do it, and the next time they do it, th're going to have like 200 kill points. So you might as well start doing
in one day.
In one game. All right, Poro. They're going to have one game. They're going to let everybody revive and just boom, boom, boom. Hey, revive, boom, boom, boom. One game, 200 kill points. That's it. But yeah, day number one of the group stages. I believe that's it for us, Poro. Pretty good night here. Grinding, watching these games and watching these players kind of loosen up here on day number one.
Yeah, it's been absolutely exciting to watch, and now that we've gotten one day out of the way and we've started getting the ball rolling here, everybody's starting to get a little bit more comfortable. It's just going to get even more intense, more action packed, more fighting coming through as teams start to figure out how to play around this revive mechanic. It's all going to be exciting. So make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow, same time, same place, right here for day number 2. It's going to be groups B and D. So get your popcorn ready.
I'll get my popcorn ready.